Fine. I'm okay with that. Right, here we go, folks. So, what we're going to be doing is playing Kroq-Gar. I think Kroq-Gar probably is the most relevant person to play here, mainly because of the fact that Kroq-Gar has received a significant amount of buffs, and so I'm very interested to see how Kroq-Gar specifically plays now, because I think the problem that existed beforehand was that Kroq-Gar became weaker than actual normal old sources. So we'll jump in, play some Kroq-Gar. Whole lot of battle skinks. There's a lot of synergy, right, between skinks and Kroq-Gars, right? Let's first and foremost, let's go through the changes just really quickly. Let's just open this blog page up and showcase it. So we know that Temple Guards have obviously had a lot of buffs. Sacred Duties, Immune to Psychology, and Fear when they're near folks. So all the Bastilons and things like that got a lot of really decent buffs because they're immune to flanking now. Random Tehu fixes, but here's one of the main ones. So here's the main one specifically for the likes of Kroq-Gar, because he gets 1% weapon strength per character rank. Because yeah, the problem was old Saurus Bloods were cheekily ending up stronger than him at rank 50. Cheeky indeed. So Kroq-Gar is going to get a lot of buffs there. If you hated Saurus before, you hate them more now. Yeah, I think Saurus Warriors are going to be really, really, really goddamn good, and the man to do that is Kroq-Gar. So yeah, we've been playing on Legendary Hard as always, and without further ado, let's jump into it. So yeah, playing Kroq-Gar, love to see it. Hey, something, good to see you, buddy. Was one of the strongest to begin with. Well, now he's even more strong. He was strong to start with. I honestly think of all of them, they did power creep Kroq-Gar. Yeah, they made him even stronger. I'm gonna be testing the Rampage to see if it's any good or not, because my only worry with the Rampage specifically is that the Rampage will be not so good. We'll see though. I hate Saurus, I hate them, I hate the lizard faces, I hate their clubs. God damn it, Borg. Stop trying to get the copy pasta going. No one's gonna copy pasta that. You're gonna be a one-man copy pasta. God's sake, Borg. Okay, Liam's joining in now. Okay. Alright. Right, so now we know I will not love their faces. Can we just ban Borg? Yeah, it wouldn't be a terrible idea, honestly. So, we know that So this is the Predatory Fighter. So, enabled if recently fought enemies are routing. Oh, wow. If I sub, will I time out Borg for 10 minutes? Yeah, it's worth it. Love you, Borg. That's worth a sub. Love you, Borg. Much love. He'd understand. It's a sub. Do you know what I mean? He'd definitely understand. Hold on, no, I have to unban him. I can't not. I'm all for memes, but Borg is actually such a legend. He helped me a lot in my recent job interview.
Worth.
Alright, hey Dre, Borg has an essay written for the stream and you banned him? I know, right? How dare I? I mean, I am a streamer and it was a sub. Do you know what I mean? Surely that in itself is fine. Well, if I mod you and then unmod you, you'll be fine. There you go. Yo, Colbeck, thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate you. I mean, surely it's one of those things where Borg understands it's all about content, do you know what I mean? Borg is for the content. Borg is for the content always. Double Sacred Saurus Warriors OP. Yeah, I am really intrigued to see how this goes. Because it seems that they go even harder. Confirm that Battlesey can be bought. Any streamer can be bought. Name me a streamer that can't be bought. Like, actually. Let's be real now. Alright. So we can also see... We'll have immune to... There's a lot of Lizardman buffs here. Dude, this is so insane. Name is... Fred can't be bought. He's done like 3 sponsor streams in recent times. Isn't that technically been bought because they're buying his time? No? Alright, let's go on the walls with these guys, and then everybody else move in. And you go support taking this. In fairness, can't blame them. Sponsor streams are a really good way of making dollar. And I literally did one earlier myself, so I literally can't complain. Rented, never bought. That's fair. That's fair. So I think, depending on the unit, potentially, like, let me look at some of the higher tier stuff, like Temple Guards. So they have Predatory Fighter and Primal Instincts. And Sacred Duty, that's new. Really strong. I'd snap up sponsors in a second. Yeah, I feel kind of bad because the sponsors that I got regarding Dying Light 2, apparently I underperformed by 40%, apparently they told me. Oopsie. So yeah. But no, what's that even mean? I don't know. I guess minutes of viewership. Was the 40% my hair? Thankfully not. We ain't got nothing of that left. Alright. Let's climb these walls. Let's get up there. Perfect Vigor is so good for climbing walls. It's insane. Is the Empire just as bad as always? I might play Lizardman again. I mean, Lizardman will always be stronger than Empire. I think that's just the facts. I think it's one of the problems when it comes to Empire. Their roster is so outdated now. Do sponsors have viewership requirements? Typically speaking, yeah. I mean, they never told me beforehand, but it was only post afterwards seeing it. I didn't know. Right. Let me get in. Nice. Contending with all these rascal rats that are coming through. And we're getting on the walls now. The Perfect Vigor guys will crush everything. Good. Let's move back, because skinks are so squishy. In fairness, we're getting through the gate pretty damn quickly. We're getting through the gate pretty quickly. And I guess it depends on the sponsor as well. But yeah, I think 4-2 in general, like, I guess Chaos Dwarves made people really hyped. Like, Chaos Dwarves made people really, really hyped. 4-2 seemingly not as much. But I guess it makes sense. People are just wanting better, actual new content. I'm most hyped, personally, for all things Thrones of Decay. Like, sign me up, Chief. I'm on the Thrones of Decay hype, for sure. Nurgle isn't bad. Alright, can slowly start making our way through here. I'm going to buff up my cavalry here because these guys are just absolutely slaughtering. Poor Skaven have no chance against the likes of Saurus Warriors. Once we get Thunderbolt, we're laughing as well. We need to level 3 though. It's just like a bit of an English-British queue. It is a little bit. Blob into Sesame? Yeah, it really, really is. God, Saurus, 69 weapon strength. Nice. That is wild. 69 weapon strength is unbelievable, really. That is something else. That is something else. God, these slingers are doing so much damage. They're trickling us out. The second we start getting access into... let's climb the wall with these guys. The second we get access into a little bit of magic, we'll be able to push them really far back, fast. Beautiful. Are they Sineshi? Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? I wonder if they did that on purpose. Is their default 69? Wow, their default's 52. Krotgar really gives them a huge buff in that. I'm looking forward to him having scaling damage as well. And since it's all percentage based, right? It's going to be all percentage based, so everything will stack up really nicely. Just keep throwing this one out, make sure stat line's even better. I look at that stat line with that weapon strength. And we're getting predatory fighters, so clearly things are running away. I guess it's one of the best things about Skaven in general, they run away a lot. So this is predatory fighter then coming in, I'm guessing. Yep, giving us an amplification to almost my melee attack. Let's go ahead and keep you back in the fight. I want to have control of you. Stopping that rampage. Oh, my cavalry. I have not been paying attention, folks. I'm assuming it's the spears doing a lot of damage to them. 90 armor, you'd assume they'd be pretty damn tanky. Let's pull them out. Free for fighting. I mean, Saurus Warriors, yeah, are bred to kill Saurus. Thing like huge dinos. It's insane. Okay, Saurus, do you even lift, bro? I think Saurus in general are insanely strong, aren't they? Like in lore, they're like absolute units. Like you would not want to mess with a Saurus, fundamentally. It would be bad news. It would be really bad news if you tried to mess with a Saurus. Have you seen how solid they are? Yeah, they are absolute units. Oh my goodness, they are just pure strength. You can fist fight one ghouls, can you now? Right, be honest, get a 1 in the chat if you think you could beat Saurus Warrior. Any delusional, any fellow delusional enjoyers? You could take it. You could take one. You think you could? I see. Let's just like root out who's delusional or not. I have a freezer. How would a freezer help you? What, you're gonna put them in freezer because they're cold-blooded? If you have an assault rifle, I guess that's kind of changing the changing the battlefield a little bit. Oh, have you guys seen the there was a game that came out, or it's coming out soon, where you can literally drive a car into like medieval soldiers. Can't remember the name of it, but it looks really cool. Can't remember the name of it, but it looks legit really cool. Really excited for it. Kingmaker, that's the one, Slim. You're right, matey. You're right. You are right, matey. Kingmaker. But Krotgar has done nothing. Age of Empires 2 or Big Dad and Bug Mama. Love those. Of Saurus' hand assault rifle, magic empowered old ones. I think Lizardman would truly be the end of all things chaos. I mean, that's kind of their vibe, right? Their main thing is murdering them. They're only tier 2? Yes. Yeah, they are only tier 2. Let's see with Saurus with the 12 gauge. I mean, it's one of those things where they would probably punch harder than a gun would shoot. Most things, should I say. Because, I mean, how can you really, like, comprehend the power of a gun in relation to magic in game, right? I think it'd be relatively difficult to understand how to accurately translate the potency of one to the other. The Amos bonus. Not yet. Would have some stopping power to stand a bullet. Yeah. Is that Amos bonus coming in soon? No, not yet. You would definitely assume so. I'm surprised Amos bonus hasn't come in. I guess we lost a lot of cavalry. We did lose a lot of cavalry. Arrows. Guns are just faster arrows, that's true. Oh my god, these blessed Sauruses. Oh my days. They are absolutely mulching through them. Those little rascals running away from me. Classic. The Civil Wars disagree with me? What, the Regiment Renowned? The RR Regiment Renowned. Isn't it, for the Empire, called Silver Bullets? I'm almost certain it is. I might be tripping here, though. Yeah, the silver bullets, yeah. I think the lore is literally that they shoot silver bullets. And they're more effective at piercing against monsters and stuff, right? It's kind of like some Van Helsing stuff. How are they not Aminos bonus yet? I am very shocked. I'm just really having a hard time getting all my sources in there. Yeah, my Stegon's doing a great job. So this is the Feral Rage. So the Rage has 20 seconds on it. No, excuse me, 40 seconds. And then... Oh, it's HP thresholds. So you get them below 75%. So beforehand, if you weren't aware, Rampage basically would be triggered at any damage point taken. And so by them making it percentage threshold, it's not inconsistent and it's something you can actually quantify. Brutal one for our coast. How do they hold up in Warhammer 3? Honestly, if you really, really want a good Vampire Coast experience, play them in Warhammer 2 in a Vortex. Vampire Coast in Vortex is so good. Like, my goodness, the difference is so insane. Look at the kills on these guys, though. That's so crazy. But yeah, they hold up okay in Warhammer 3. But they're just outdone by everything else because of how much they were nerfed because of multiplayer. Which goes back to, I really wish that they just tweaked numbers instead of tweaking stat lines. But I think Vampire Coast got hit with those nerfs and got battered before that came to fruition. Wow, Golden Tower of the Gods, just off the rack. Just off the rip. Probably go straight to Proud Warrior. What's this? This is really nice. 15% physical resistance from the get-go, but I'm more than happy making my entire army stronger than just him. Oh, I forgot how expensive sources as well. How's my day been? It's been fantastic. Monka. It's going to growth as well. And melee attack for sources as well, please. How's your day been, Sid Dizzy? Take a guess. I'm guessing fantastic. If I was gonna hazard a guess and throw one out there, probably I would say fantastic. Yep, nice. Good to hear. Krograr stat location is actually not too bad. But the changes to Rampage and things like that is really good. I'm a big fan of it. I think they've done a good job changing that, but I think for multiplayer, it's not very good, if I'm not mistaken. I think the changes accordingly, the changes being made, I don't think are good at all for multiplayer. Which means it's probably going to get nerfed in some way.
Wisdom awaits.
Ooh. So I don't mind trying to befriend you. They're going to die no matter what, so let's squeeze out money from you. I'm in the market for getting an aggression with you. I think turn 1 I should have tried. I don't think Thoric will fight us though, so we should be fine. We need to build a geometric pylon. It's annoying that we don't have access into fighting something straight away. My assumption would be I will have enough movement if I move here and recruit again, but since we have legitimately full HP, I'm going to go into this formation and then run towards here. But then again, if I do this, it'll mean that we're going to give up a golden idol. So it's really hard to know which direction to go into because there's 2 Skaven. From your guys' experience, which way do you normally go? Rampage now triggers right away if you enter battle with damaged units. That just does not sound like good design. Up towards Cleaner? Really? So this way. Oh my god, you're right. Scar Veteran. Hold on, do I get... Do I give bonuses to them? A tough one is pretty huge. Arrogance not that useful. But yeah, tough. Strong, excuse me, is really nice. This after the watch is going to get dead. Shaka, what are the buffs? So basically, Krotgar gets 1% weapon strength per level. You can already see he's gotten a lot of weapon strength just for free. The Rampage has been changed, and they get Predatory Fighter, Primal Instinct, and all sorts of juicy stuff like this. So just in general, they are way more durable in melee, and they do way more damage. And the Rampage in question is consistent. So when you're expecting Rampage on units like this, it's tiered into health. So if you're below 75%, you'll Rampage for 40 seconds, and if you're below 25%, you'll Rampage for 40 seconds as well. And they've changed Temple Guard as well. They've given Temple Guard a immune to psychology and causing fear near heroes or lords. Well, Saurus is already quite OP. Yep. I don't know why they've specifically made Sauruses just even better. Sauruses are pretty damn bonkers no matter... Wait, they have silver shields? Was that in the patch notes? Oh, Temple Guards do, right. Oh, the Temple Guards, right. I'm gonna try it as well, Shaco. Dude, I'm telling you, it's worth doing. Like, I don't think there's anything remotely strong to Lizardman now. I think they went a bit too far, if I'm honest. I think they went a little bit too far on the buffs. I like what they're doing with the place, but I think they have gone a little bit too far. Because now, I think Saurus Warriors were already exceptionally overpowered. But now they're even more overpowered. Because they will kill pretty much anything. Early to late. Like, even late game, they'll still hit pretty damn hard, because their armor piercing is actually really good still. I'd actually be interested to test against some really high tier stuff. And Krotgar specifically is going to have scaling percentage HP, weapon strength continuously. And when he gets on his mount, he'll be just unbelievable. He'll potentially get to the point where he'll get like 1,000 weapon strength easily. Honestly, I can probably just do this now. Like, there's no way in hell that any of them die. Like, they will just crush them so hard. And getting the immune to flanking as well on stuff like this helps so much for their survivability. Where's the immune to flanking? Hey, Greg. Strictly the predatory instincts that makes you think they went too far, or is it just altogether? Great question, actually. Yeah, thank you for asking. I think just in general, Predatory Fighter and Primal Instincts, I think they have already, like, I think everybody, if we're all in agreement here, I don't think Sauruses were weak in the slightest way, shape, or form. Like, of all units that I would have asked to be buffed, I would not have ever thought in my head that Sauruses need help. Like, these guys will kill so much while taking very little damage. Like, they'll just kill everything. You put them against, they're absolute gigachads now. But I think as long as, as well as getting crazy buffs in that regard, a lot of other units, for example, the Predatory Fighter is going to help them tons. I think in general, a lot of the stealth Lizardman updates that they've done as well, because Skinks can cause fear, Proxigars gain a small buff to their weapon strength. They've done a lot of really cool stuff. And I think, yeah, the Feral Rage change, the rage changes specifically as well, makes it a lot more consistent and understanding of how you should use them, and it helps a lot, right? Like, one of the biggest unknowns regarding Rage, or Rampage, was that you wouldn't know when it was going to hit, right? You'd have no understanding of when this was going to happen. Now it is consistent, and you know exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and with that understanding, you can now play around the mechanic, instead of not knowing what to do with the mechanic. But then again, it's kind of hindered in multiplayer, You know, it's not a good mechanic for multiplayer from what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing. 50% extra damage is big. David agreed. Imagine with it when you get your mount, you'll be insane with Krokgar. Like, I don't think there's many things that will even remotely get close to dealing with him. Krokgar specifically might be one of the strongest. No, he won't be the strongest, but he'll be one of the strongest fighters out there. I think Imrix will always remain supreme with that. But he just gets so many good stuff. Like Predatory Fighter, it's very common for you to have things routing. Like, I will basically constantly be able to proc Predatory Fighter. That's kind of what his thing is. Could I can match him with enough vassals as well? Yeah, but I guess the main difference there, but James, it's a very valid point, matey. The main difference there is that the easeability of obtaining it, right? It's not like it's a difficult thing to obtain, specifically for the Saurus, right? Whereas vassalizing a ton of stuff with Kholek takes a long time. Whereas getting level 50 you can do pretty quickly if you just keep fighting loads. Like, if you just continuously keep on fighting, you get that really quick. Like, these guys will constantly proc Predatory Fighters. They rarely will get to the point with a Primal Instinct, and obviously having anything that's blessed with Perfect Vigor is just even more insane. We're fine if not OP already. I mean, yeah, arguably they're one of the best low-tier inventory killers at tier 2, right? Like, this is 69 weapon strength. 69 weapon strength with Perfect Vigor. Crazy. They have such insanely high weapon strength. Like, this is 57 on non-blessed version of them. Like, who can contend with that level of pressure? It almost makes me feel like somebody at CA loves playing Lizardman. Because I know in World of Warcraft, mages used to get buffed all the time because, like, the developers literally played nothing but mages. Has the Lizardman economy been buffed at all, Moldy? No, they haven't. But the thing is, what you got to keep in mind with Lizardman economy is it's always been really good no matter what anyway. Like, Lizardman economy has always been solid. Like, I have never struggled financially with Lizardman specifically. Because you can do a lot with very little. Like, you don't need a full army. You only need a couple Sauruses, and then you can kick some butt. And then a couple of other things, you know, accordingly. Fair enough, thanks. Yeah, no worries, Moldy. From what I've seen from the blog post, you know what, let me scope in the blog post. Let me post it in here. And then that's specific to the Lizardman one for the YouTube folks, and this will be for the Twitch folks as well. So let me pin that bad boy. Pin message. Boom. And then I'll pin this. Also playing Yombo. Oh my god, does he feel so OP? Yeah, they actually nerfed him. It's a lot harder to get. You don't get the execute thing anymore, but he's still very good. But no, appreciate all the questions, guys. Much love to you all. High elves, dark elves, or chaos. Factions have units with high melee attack. I mean, you got to keep in mind that high elves and dark elves have pretty trash tier inventory. Go Thunderbolt because it's the most effective cost. It's literally the most cost-effective spell in the game. I don't think there's anything else from a gold value per Winds of Magic perspective that can contend with Thunderbolt. It's so good. And you got to keep in mind, if you look at the actual economy itself, the money building here is 200, right? 200 a pop. 300, 400 a pop. But most stuff, especially stuff to be sat near the Golden Tower, like, we're getting a pretty damn good amount of dollar bills. We'll try and upgrade this one, and then we'll throw in a money building as well. I'm pretty confident that I should probably start having a secondary army. I mean, my ability versus thingies, like, I'm going to be pretty damn good in comparison to most, or pretty damn strong in comparison to most of the things around me. I do wonder if it's worth using the Kroxgar Ancients. From my experience, they're relatively decent, but the only issue that they start having problems with is if they're getting shot at loads. Because obviously they're a large entity. And typically speaking, large entities don't hold up very well. You know, I'm going to try and get greedy. I'm going to try and get really greedy here. Have a secondary composition to then deal with these guys over this side. Because a bunch of Saurus Warriors will absolutely crush most things. Because this army's good enough. This is literally good enough to kill all the Skaven. Especially getting Thunderbolt. So I'm confident that we'll take over this side. My only worry is obviously Thoric wanting to beat us up. But I think us murdering the likes of everything around the area will help. We can also just declare war on these guys for free. For 468, that'll make them like us as well. They're going to be killed no matter what. There's literally nothing these guys can do because their army's going to be pretty much decimated. I can tell already that Morbius has pretty much no army. Things get better. I'm a bit confused about the changes to the skink units. So skinks specifically got a little bit better because they have they've got fear available to them now, and they've done a lot of good stuff towards skinks specifically. And they have combinations and hybrids between Kroxigars and skinks when they're in close proximity between a Kroxigar and a skink. Skinks gain fear, and Kroxigars gets a weapon strength buff, which means you can have quite a good diverse amount of units within the composition. Because I believe I think it's always Kroxigars. What I haven't tested is if specifically the Kroxigar Ancient is something that synergizes, but I doubt it. But there's a lot of good stuff from. Oh, it's this. It's giving us Vanguard. Makes sense. More about making them immune to fear without also making them immune to terror from psychology immunity. Yeah, I mean, fear can be, what is it, -7 leadership? And skinks already have quite low leadership as is. So yeah, fear definitely does help with their ability to hold the line, because leadership has always been a bit of a problem for them. And especially since skinks have very low HP per entity, they die very quickly, and so it's very quickly they'll get to the point where they want to run away. Very quickly they want to run. So yeah, declare war on those guys. Nice. I'm going to try and scout out over here. So there's a hero here. Program, my favorite Lizardman faction leader. I played a lot of Tic-Tac-Toe and Oxy and Warhammer 2. I think Oxyodal is probably my favorite. I think of all Lizardmen, I think Oxyodal is probably my favorite because that dude is just cracked. Like, you tell me any of the Legendary Lord that can literally just tiptoe around and murder you without you being able to do anything. Let's give this Spawnkin thing to Oxyodal and Kai. Yeah, that's fair. But no, I think Oxyodal is probably my favorite, but I think Kroxgar now might become my new favorite because I think in campaign settings specifically, he will pretty much one-shot most things. Because the level of weapon strength he's going to be able to attain now is going to make it valuable to go into melee attack over melee defense, which is something that I never do, by the way. But I think now it probably actually holds value. Also, damn it, we're not close enough, so I'm going to have to move up. I'm going to go into this formation with the astronomy to stop us from getting attacked here. I'm going to move over here. It's going to tell me what's in here. If I click cancel move, we know there's an army of you here. Pestilence Mage alongside just garbage units. I'd be very surprised if these guys wouldn't beat them all up. So let's go ahead and declare war. Ooh, how many summons have you got? You got 4 summons, so let's see. Yeah, that's fine with me. Lore-wise, and I like Tehuin. Field of the Rats to Sotek. Yeah, Tehuin is very cool. Let's go get some shields. I'm basically trying to do more than one thing at once. So let's go in Proud Warrior. I'm a massive, massive fan of buffing your units. Always, always buff your units over buffing your characters, typically speaking. As a mage specifically, it's a little different. Mages are a different ball of different kettle of fish, but anything melee, it's always worth doing. Anything melee-wise, you will always want to. I'm gonna go ahead and go into this because we're not gonna get. If they do attack us, they're not gonna win. And the reason why we know they're not gonna win is because we can check. Their balance of power is roughly this, so they have probably an army of 5 max. They have probably an army of 5, so that is not something I'm worried about. So I want to grab this one, and then we'll move down to the Serpent Coast. And then we can potentially reconvene over here. But we do have availability of Blessed Skink over this side. Interesting that the Chameleons have been given Primal Instincts. And yeah, here it is, Spawnkin. So this is the thing that Skinks get. The Spawnkin, giving them fear. 35 minutes is pretty brutal. Strange looking kids love units. Hey, Landela. Have I put the wrong title on? I hope I haven't. Red Crested Skinks and Kroxgar Flankers are nasty damage combo as well, definitely. High Elf Martial Prowess is amazing. It's not immediately reflected in the base stats. True, but the main problem with high elf inventory in general is they're not killers. They're just defensive. Like, you don't take high elf inventory for the sake of actually pushing through lines, right? You utilize other means to actually start pushing through. And that's one of the biggest things for him. Right, Rite of Awakening is this one. Slan Mage. I can do that every 10 turns. Might as well perform it now. So you can get Shadows, Heavens, Beast, Death, Metal, Light, Life High. So let's go Life. Even with the changes to Life Magic, I still think it's really good. So I got a full army here. Hey, Warhammer, good to see you, buddy. Apparently, High Elf Noble and Handmaiden got a new final battle skill instead of Deadly Onslaught. Ooh, interesting. Thanks for letting me know. You're disappointed you'd like to speak to the manager? There's no mods here right now, unfortunately. Actually, there might be. Nope, no mods. Sorry, bud. No mods. No managers. Sorry, man. But Felham, I hope your streams and videos and whatnot are going well. It's good to see you. Reban? No. Honestly, Borg helped me a lot with preparing for my interview, so I gotta be nice to him. Do you think it's worth recruiting Kroxgors with Ox Shuttle with the new changes? No. I think Ox Shuttle fundamentally thrives at skirmishing. It is just too much. Like, it is crazy how good Ox Shuttle makes skinks. Like, you want to be skirmishing and you want to be fast moving, right? And Sauruses wouldn't fit into that fit. Like, it's a sort of a similar vibe to like dwarves, right? In a dwarf composition, let's get them on the walls. In a dwarven composition, the main objectives is boxing up, you know? Sitting in, digging a trench and sitting there and shooting the crap out of anything that comes near you. Having cavalry doesn't help you in at all. Like, typically speaking, you can't really hammer an anvil with cavalry because they'll get flanked and they'll get, like, isolated. So you never want to do that. Hey, skill switch. And so you're better off having units that can just sit inside of your boxes or sit inside your formations to help you. And it's a similar thing for Ox Shuttle. You know, if you start leveraging, you know, units that are very, very potent in melee, you're not really going to find the value that you need from them. Let's pull away here. I'm just going to quickly route these guys. Should route them very quickly. Yep. So while you keep these guys, keep your Terror-esque units at the back. Dwarven Bear Riders disagree. They'd be the kids of Bear Riders. Dwarves don't have Bear Riders. I mean, in the entirety of Warhammer Fantasy, dwarves don't have cavalry. I think cavalry with dwarves is more Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. Goat Riders, buds. I would love for dwarves to get Goat Riders, but that's completely Tolkien. That's nothing to do with Warhammer Fantasy. They didn't implement... yeah, there's no such thing as cavalry, I don't believe, in the Warhammer Fantasy. They don't trust beasts? Yeah. I mean, dwarves hardly trust each other, so... You want a Shard Dragon? Me too. Only worry with Shard Dragons is their Age of Sigmar-y. Very Age of Sigmar. Gyrocopters are almost cavalry? Yeah, honestly. Kind of are. Yeah, James. There are some old mods that added Dowie Goat Riders. I would imagine you got to be careful with copyright and stuff. So now you'll see why I say that Thunderbolt is insane. I just made that up, Evolution. I thought you did. Thought I was losing my marbles. Let's move away from the summon. I actually did the math on this. I literally spent like hours casting different schools of magic. But from a gold value perspective, it is the best by a long way. And Mute Turn, thanks for the follow, buddy. From a gold value per Winds of Magic perspective, it's a very nerdy term just to say you're getting a lot of data value from your spell. Very, 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 very potent. Like 6 Winds of Magics at a singleton, like that's just it. without reductions of cost. I'm going to fight them on the walls. Also, I'm not sure about you guys, but I feel like they have stopped climbing wall. They've stopped trying to run away from the Thunderbolt. Do you think the idea of an anti-missile infantry, or artillery, excuse me, could be interesting for Warhammer 3? Like whirly bird launchers, like dwarves use in Hobbit battles? Yeah, I would love that. That would be so dope. Because the ironic thing there would be that certain factions that struggle against artillery, like dwarves, would start actually having a chance. But the problem there is, like, my goodness, I can feel the multiplayer guys getting peeved off though, and for good reason. That probably would be pretty strong. Just look at the value coming through. It kills anything it touches. Like, it kills anything and everything it touches. It's such a good spell. Let's get the skinks over. That's the last summon as far as I'm aware. Sometimes if you get attacked in a settlement game, won't let you do anything. All fighting options are grayed out. Okay, if you have any screenshots, then, Liam, let me know. And I will speak to whoever I can to try and get it fixed. Gyrocopters take too long to kill artillery? Yes. The problem that gyrocopters have is their explosive damage does not function as you would hope. Requesting lightning or warp lightning? Warp lightning's too nerfed. Thunderbolt's not as nerfed. Happens again, I'll send it my way. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, you got to remember that warp lightning has been too nerfed, whereas Thunderbolt hasn't been touched. It's 100% AP with explosive damage as well. What you see is what you get. It kills anything. Heaven Magic single-handedly makes me enjoy playing Lizardman. Not even kidding. Krotgar's stat, if I didn't get it... who else is it? Sorry. Yeah, Krotgar and Nakai. Their stats would be miserable without it. No joke. No jokes, their stat would be miserable without it. It is the single best School of Magic in the game. Gorok? I don't think... Does Gorok start with the Heaven Mage? Did they all start with Heaven Mages or something? Croak? Yeah, he gets croaked, doesn't he? So tasty. Without this Heaven Mage, we'd be in trouble. We would be struggling to push through here. God, it's so good, man. I love it so much. And with the Saurus Warriors changes, they're absolutely decimating everything that comes close to them. Like, they've already killed almost 200 themselves. Absolutely bonkers. Deliverance is satisfying. Do any of you guys remember when Croak would cast twice? The beginning of Warhammer 3, Croak used to cast twice. It was insane. It was actually bonkers how it used to cast twice. It did so much damage, and they nerfed it very quickly. Big sad. Alright, let's grab some of the Source Warriors. The Spearman I'm less bothered about, honestly. But the shielded, so I'll keep them for now. So we're going to cast into this blob here. Main objective here is just to try and give these blessed Sauruses room to breathe so they can push up and start helping the rest of the inventory here. The job of this Feral Stegodon is just to use the fact that it has terror and just annoy everything around me. It was OPAF, it really was. It was fun though. Fun while it lasted. It was fun while it lasted. Let's go on the walls. Oh, there's a lord for us to beat up. Salutations, Feskit. You shall meet your maker. Doom approaches. Come here. All of my pups wanting some attention. She's sitting on the bed because she's been to doggy daycare. Me and my partner say it's her job when she goes to daycare. And the people that run the daycare say she's the Flash. She just runs around all the time. Just loving life. Here we go. She's blessing us with her presence. I had a hard day, okay? I know, right? A hard day of being fed treats and running around with loads of other doggies. Such a hard day for this one. Such a hard day. A good job that she sits on me like she's at a pub, drinking a pint. Let me give the melee attack to Kroger. Freya says hi. Freya does say hi indeed. Ah, she's such an affectionate dog. I'm so lucky to have a dog like her. I really am. Like, she is the most cuddliest dog you'll ever see. She's like a perfect TV dog. Like, if you're lying down on the sofa, she'll like lie on you and like lie perfectly there, so you can just watch TV with her. Very, very useful. Pint of Johnny Smith. Wait, you have a... Wait, James, you've got a dog called Freya as well? Freya, my Freya is spelled the Nordic way, which is with a J and an A. Freya and then J-A. That's the true Nordic way of spelling it for the goddess of fertility and whatnot. Yo, Jaffa, you handsome bugger. That's dope. Love the fact that you love that we got similar names, dogs. The reason I named my dog Freya was ever since I was really young, I could grow a beard, and all my friends called me a Viking, and so logically made sense to have some kind of Norse mythology name. And people are calling me, people in my YouTube comments are saying I look like Ragnar Lothbrok. So even bigger of a dub, my dudes. Even bigger dub. Wait, we are crushing these poor guys. Oops, I forgot my cavalry. That's silly of me. That's the second time I did that. Ragnar Lothbrok from Wish, how dare you? I mean, I have probably murdered the best part of millions and millions of soldiers at this point in my Total War career. Do you know what I mean? Millions and millions of soldiers have been murdered at my hands in Total War. Did Ragnar kill millions? Nah, he is the Ragnar Lothbrok from Wish. I am the new and improved version. My military might has far surpassed his. You know, we're talking shield walls with thousands of soldiers. All I gotta say. All I gotta say. Classic rat running away on low HP. Because it was actually interesting that Sun Tzu himself actually spoke to me back when I was younger, and he just listened to me, and he actually wrote the Book of War, the Book of War from listening to me, and me playing Total War, just taking tips, you know. Knowing that I won't be able to kill the Lord there. I would very much doubt he'll recover because, yeah, 100 HP, there's no way. I don't think there's any Spitman, though. I can't really justify bringing you over. I'm going to grab the other two Sauruses and move through. We'll cast bombardments on them. I got to be a little bit smarter with how we approach the fight on this flank. So I'm probably better off just moving down. Like, one of the biggest things that Sun Tzu learned from me was, if you're losing the battle, pretend that your game crashed, and instead just reload it. That was something that Sun Tzu was very impressed with. You know, you can't lose at that point, do you know what I mean? You literally just can't lose. And I think he was quite impressed with that one. I think he was pretty impressed with that one. I thought my game crashed then. That'd been pretty ironic. Stay away from pits of Vipers, true. But yeah, Jaffa, hope you're doing well. Oh, Jaffa, while you're a tier 3 sub, do you want a specific entrance into the stream? Because Mr. A Star, who's the other tier 3, has the event. Let me play it. I did a custom voice line for him.
Oi boss, Mr. A-Stars here. It's walking time.
Yeah, he wanted a wag, so I did a voice line of an orc. Yeah, you did it as a random meme, so if you want to, for the month that you have it, by all means. I think I jokingly said something along the lines of, only tier 3 subs get to see my OnlyFans, and you tier 3'd for the meme. But yeah. If you want, for the month, if you want that, by all means let me know. Yes, for the meme. Secretly really disappointed that I don't actually have an OnlyFans. Hey, if times get tough, you know what I mean? I ain't... Like, honestly, if I was a really, really hot chick, I would probably do OnlyFans. Not gonna lie. It's basically free money. Do you know what I mean? But alas, I'm a bald, fat guy, so here we are. Do you know what I mean? Just doing what I can with the cards I'm dealt. Have you tested the Dark Elf Cold ones? I think the Rampage change might help them a lot. Yes, they'll help a lot. How's my Lizardman army survived this long? What do you mean, Wolfbanes? Lizardman units are insanely strong. Like, pound for pound, Lizardmen have some of the strongest units in the game. Early game. Like, all the Sauruses will... Like, look at this. 527 kills. It's no wonder they're alive long enough. I need my mage over here. My mage needs to go over here ASAP. You don't have to be hot. Shove your stuff. Oh, what was that? Do you know what? I'm good, actually. Do you know? I've got a full-time job now, so... don't need to do that. My contract came through today, so super happy about it. But, yeah, it's good to know that if all else fails, you know, just stick stuff off my bum, apparently, what Slim Skeezy's saying. Anyone else found any deals on SOC? I haven't seen it discounted. Honestly, my TLDR thoughts of Shadows of Change is wait for a sale. Like, I still don't think the amount of content that's in here is sufficient for the price it's at. But I think on a sale, it would be an absolute banger. Having a Chinese tonight to celebrate. I can't have Chinese food 3 days in a row. I've been trying my best to calorie count. It's the reason why I bought these goddamn Huel bottles. Where is it? Why I bought these. Like Huel vanilla drinks. That's like a meal. Really good. Hey, Tap Matt. Chinese food. Yeah, Chinese food. They're probably nice. Do you have Huel, Jaffa? I was tempted to buy a bag of it. I was really tempted to get a bag of it. But I wasn't sure if it's worth it. Banana ones are a bit like medicine. Oh, really? I had the banana ones recently and they were alright. I didn't mind it. And thank you, James. Appreciate it. I have a Chinese. Isn't that like a common saying? If you're having it, if you're eating Chinese food, you'll say I'm having a Chinese. Maybe if I said I would love to devour a Chinese right now, I guess to different people it probably means different things. Maybe in America you wouldn't say that, but in England it would be a very common saying to like I would love to smash a Chinese right now, which means I would love to eat a Chinese, eat Chinese food. Yeah, it's always an interesting thing that I always forget people's, you know, terminology and accents and just everything is just so different around the world. It's very easy to forget. Jesus, look at that. Look at the damage breakdown. It's so insane. Something completely different your side of the pond. What would you say if you're eating if you're gonna eat Chinese food? What would you say then? If you're gonna, yeah, this is news to me. This is news to me. Smashing the Chinese is a very different meaning for me. Yeah, no, smashing the Chinese is eating Chinese food. Let's go have a Chinese. See, that's basic. You know what I mean? You at least have a little pizzazz to it. You gotta at least give it some pizzazz. Glittering Scales is huge. Take out the Serpent Coast. Let me check how many of these guys. Oh my god, my auto mod is stopping some of your messages coming through. Oh my god. Why allow? Shall I put that in there? No, I'm going to deny that message. I'm sorry, Jita. And then destroy a Chinese. I probably shouldn't have that as a term. Jesus. I think it's more so, Jita, you didn't finish the entirety of the word. That's probably why. No, it's not your bad in the slightest. That's me. Clearly, I need to be careful what I'm saying. Because like I said, you know, everyone interprets things that they say differently. So maybe it's me. Maybe it's my bad, you know? Just blame the streamer always. It's a good rule of thumb. Always blame the streamer. It's honestly the best rule of thumb. Smashing Chinese means to go to Pound Town. That makes sense. I mean, this is good. This is the kind of lessons learned I need, guys. These are the kind of lessons learned that I need. I mean, every single time I say bottle of water, you always take the mickey. Yo, dudes, I think it's 21 months, but I appreciate you. You like a Chinese restaurant? There's an English menu in the top of the list. Is Spanish omelette. That'll make sense. Yeah, the math don't math. I was saying this to a friend recently, that I said that my English is getting worse streaming. Like, I think when I first started... Yeah, exactly. There you go. I think because it became a bit of a meme, like, I played up to the meme more. Like, I used to just say bottle of water. Like, I used to pronounce it correctly because I'm from York. And from York, you know, it's a relatively posh area. And I used to properly pronunciate my words. And then streaming for 3 years, you know, wanting to entertain folks, I just started saying bottle of water because I am a northerner, which is how you would pronounce things most of the time. And then it just became my vocabulary. And a lot of my friends are southerners that I went to a skiing trip with recently, and they were like, bottle of water. You know, brutal. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. I like to think we're somewhat responsible for my IQ drop. Yep. I have lost... I definitely think I have become dumber. I think one of the things with streaming is you very much get... what's the word? Artistically challenged. So, and creatively challenged. But obviously intellectually challenged, it's not as much. Isn't that just aging? Tagmat, how old do you think I am? The fact that I have a bald head probably doesn't help. As a Spaniard, I'm pretty sure you're in a tourist trap. Metal Beer, what's the best... what's your favourite Spanish dish? I love tapas so much. I'm 18. Tagmat, that's a VIP right there. That's deserving of VIP. If you think flattery around this stream works on me, you're absolutely right. Flattery will always work. Hey, Corrigan, good to see you, handsome. Do we in Yarvik? No, this is not in bloody... You know, this is not, it's Jorvik. It's with an O, isn't it? Recruitment cost reductions for Saurus? That's actually so good. I don't think I'm in a position to do that, though. To use it. How goes it? It goes well. How are you? Let's have a Google of this. I recently saw a... Oh, those look good. Those croquettes look like... just like a Spanish ham croquette. It looks very similar to the Dutch. The stuff that Dutch guys get. Or you can eat in the Netherlands. This looks like something very similar to the thing that I've eaten in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam on like a wall. Can't remember the name of it. What's my favorite foreign food? I mean, it's one of those things where I'm an English fella, so a lot of things is very foreign. You know, we invaded the entirety of the world and came back and don't use any of the spices we obtained. So it's difficult to say. Very difficult to say. Bitterball. Thank you, Jelly. Bitterballin'. Yeah, it's Bitterballin', isn't it? Thank you. I love Bitterballin'. Because I was saying, my best friend is, and cheers to you as well. My best friend is Dutch. Love the guy to bits. So honestly, he's a Dutch fella called Eric, and he's the nicest guy. And I love him to bits. He's a great guy. And Mercy, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, dude. I appreciate you. Hope you had a good stream. Oh, and thank you for the YouTube raid, man. Much love to you. Welcome in, guys. Hope you're all doing wonderful. We're playing Lizardmen and realizing that they're insane. Lizardmen right now are absolutely bonkers. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing wonderful. Thank you for spending your time with me. We are in the process of playing a Krotgar campaign, and it honestly is surprising how strong these guys are getting, because we're getting 69 weapon strength. Right now we have 69 weapon strength, which is insane. And with the Primal Instincts and the Predatory Fighter, pretty much anything that is Saurus is so strong. I'm just shocked that they made Sauruses better. Because of all units that I felt like needed a buff, I would never have assumed Saurus Warriors. And then, how's Rampage going so far? Rampage so far is not too bad, but if you look at this, this is one of the things that hurts my soul the most. If you look at this, guys, look at this. Let's go check out the Norska changes. So they renamed the Frostworm. That's it. Of all the things they could have changed for Norska, they renamed the Frostworm. Like, it's an insult to even put that there. As someone that loves playing Norska, I was like so excited to see that Norska was on that list, read it, and it was like, oh yeah, we changed the name of a unit. And I'm like, thanks guys. But yeah, Mercy, hope you had a great stream. Mercy, did you carry on Katarina, or did you start playing Cathay? Right, what we're going to do is just, what I'll do is I'll just send the Saurus Warriors in, and you guys will see what I mean. You guys will see what I mean. Like, it is just bonkers how good their stat line is. And Heaven Magic is continuously... Like, Heaven Magic specifically, I think is in my top 4 magic schools right now. Thunderbolt is so cheap. A single cast of Thunderbolt is honestly bonkers. Rowan Pride is a proc at start of the combat. Yes! Even the stat below, yeah, it's really annoying. Did they give him something else I missed? No, overall, Sauruses and everything just got insanely buffed. Because they were given... Because they stealth changed stuff, they got Predatory Fighter. And, oh, no, thanks for the follow, buddy. They gave them Predatory Fighter. And, obviously, Krotgar specifically has an additional 50% weapon strength at level 50. So Krotgar just becomes sicko mode, and obviously Krotgar buffs Sauruses too. So you'll just very quickly see that Krotgar will probably be my new favorite Lizardman. Oxshuttle was always my favorite. I loved Oxshuttle. Like, Oxshuttle, I have always recommended an Oxshuttle campaign to everybody. Interesting. Let's just focus on this patch. Yeah, Jack, I think some of the stuff that they're focused on is... I wouldn't personally have thought that that's what I would look at, but... I mean, the Rampage mechanic could be an indication of something else coming down the line. But, do you know what it is? I think, if I'm not mistaken, Lizardmen have the most amount of DLC, if I'm not mistaken, right, guys? I think they have the most DLC in the game, right? I think Lizardmen have the most DLC, so it kind of makes sense to focus on the faction that has the most DLC. So it's all money, isn't it, in the end of the day? Like, Dwarves Ancestral Hero getting nerfed, I didn't make any sense of it. But I thought about it more. Like, they reduced the physical resistance of the Ancestral Heroes. There's only 5 of them, or so. But I thought about it, and I was like, what if they're doing stealth nerfs for Thrones of Decay? Because Dwarves are going to get changed in Thrones of Decay. Because I know certain units that are ethereal have had their nerf of physical resistance already. Has it happened to... Is it the Vampire Coast? Is it the Hex race? I might be mistaken here. I might be mistaken, but I think, like... Yeah, 55%. So some of the ethereal units have been nerfed to 55%. It might have just been a case that they forgot to nerf it. 75% felt like a lot. I mean, I kind of disagree in that 75% doesn't feel like a lot, mainly because of the fact that the availability of magical attacks is very prominent in the game. Warhammer 3 has an insane amount of availability of magical attacks. across the board for the most part now. And so it doesn't necessarily matter what the value is, I guess, in that regard. God, these poor rats have no idea what's going to happen to them here. And I'm not sure if it's just me, bombardments, it looks like they don't try and run away from it anymore. Like, if I cast this here, let's just have a look. I think that's more that they're engaging in combat. That is not a true test. We went too close to them for them to engage in combat. So that wasn't a true test. Have I played Helldivers 2 yet? I haven't, matey. What a whiff. I mean, hey, sometimes it do be like that, you know? One of those things I'm going to say is I'm going to sound like a bit like Sun Tzu here. Without perfection, we wouldn't have, you know, without imperfection, we wouldn't have perfection. And so by getting those casts in there, it's going to make better casts feel even better, like here, you know what I mean? It's all tactical. It's all tactical, boys, trust me. We intentionally did a bad cast to make it feel better with this cast. You're not seeing no perfection, Sinister Pony? I mean, have you literally seen the guy, the wholesome hunk in the bottom right of your screen? Wait, who's terror riding of it? Oh yeah, stick it on. Let's go for the flank here. The more of the blobs we go into, the better. So Thunderbolt is the most cost-effective spell in the game. From a gold value per Winds of Magic perspective, you can never go wrong with it. It is so goddamn good. Lovely jubbly. And now individually, these Sauruses are just crushing. Basically, Primal Instinct reminds me of the buff that High Elf Inventory received. That gave them longer usage of their Martial Mastery. Same thing. Blade Wind is pretty good too. Blade Wind? Do you mean Wind Blast? The main thing that I like about Thunderbolt is it has consistency across the entirety of the game. It's good at all points in the game, right? Let's get guard mode on these guys. I don't want them running around. It's good at all points in the game because it does armor piercing fully. Oh, Blade Wind is Dark Law. Oh, Blade Wind is really low damage. Problem with Blade... if it's Dark Magic, I'm remembering correctly, the only problem with it is it has very low AP damage. Like, it's pure AP, but it has very little. Like, Chill Wind, is it? Yeah, very low. And the Overcasters reduces the load skill. How goes the Lizards? Are they a little better? A lot. A lot better to B&D. A lot better, my friend. If you haven't played a Saurus campaign, like a campaign with Krotgar or Gorok, yeah, I'd give it a go. Oh, the Vortex. I'm with you. I mean, Vortex is... Did they touch Blade Wind? Have they touched Blade Wind or not? Because I know a lot of the speeds have been changed. 2 meters a second, yeah, so it's standardized across the board now. It has been standardized across the board, which is good. I don't think Blade Wind has very... it doesn't have a lot of AP, though, that's the problem. Yeah, would you guys think it's controversial for me to say that Heaven Magic, I believe, is in the top 5 schools of magic? I would say probably Nurgle Magic. This is no real particular order. Nurgle, Zinch, Vampire, Heaven Magic, and then probably Shadow. I don't think Life is as good as anymore. Life Bloom being nerfed, Regrowth being a nerf in general. I guess it depends on your army, really. Life Magic is really good. Life Magic can be really good, it just depends on your composition. Like, if you're using just inventory, then Life obviously has a lot of diminishing returns. But if you're using single entities a lot, then it's a lot better, right? Last Avengers Ghost place to start. Yeah, good place to start indeed, Dumdy. Life is always my first choice for Wizard for the Empire. Yeah, normally it's the same for me, but I think Heaven Magic is just slept on. Nurgle Stream of Corruption is amazing too. It used to be more damage. They nerfed the damage of Stream of Corruption by like 33%.
Runesmith, because the Dowie is #1, Adrian says. The dwarves do not need stupid manling magic. For the Dowie, you just have a rune ship. I'm a rune lord, not some smith.
As you can tell, I love the dwarves. I have been a dwarf main since Warhammer 1. And I even learned how to speak like them. Okay, so magic would be 6th of 5th place. What, Hashut magic? Yeah, Hashut's not too bad. And yo, Jeff, you legend. Look at the 5 gifties. You absolute Chad. I really do appreciate those 5 gifties. What an absolute legend. Can we get some 07s in the chat for the wonderful Jaffa Pug, if you guys don't mind? Appreciate you. Right. Let's get growth in here. Got growth in there. Yeah, loving the tubers coming in as well. Much love to y'all. I'm gonna have to get the 07 amount for it. Legend? No, you're a legend. How about those apples? How about those apples, huh? You're the legend. I'll fight you on it. I will have to fight you on that. Sorry, bud. Can I walk over? Because I don't think the honestly, if they ambush me, like whatever, right? What's the army composition? So they've probably got a full army now. They've probably got a full army, and this will probably struggle this composition now. Level 10. Is there opportunities for us to get level 10? No. So we've gone Proud Warrior. We'll go into reducing cost of Saurus inventory. We'll go Route Marcher. It's probably good at home. Once you get Grimlock, surely my weapon strength will be insane. I'm gonna go into... Honestly, I don't even think Rolling Skies is worth it. I remember losing my mind looking at speed minus 25% and melee defense minus 20. I was like, that is the most broken thing I've ever seen in my entire life. How is that even a thing? Not ever realizing for like a couple months when I first started playing ages ago that it only affects flying. And one of my viewers was like, you do realize it only works against flying units. And I was like, what? My life has been a lie this entire time. Hey, sometimes I do like that. That's the beauty of this game. You're constantly learning. School is in session, boys. School is in session, always, regarding Warhammer 3, I tell you. I'm quite concerned about the overall outcome of this fight over here, but we'll see. I think the terrain over around here is 80% ambush chance. I shouldn't have walked up like that. It means there's a 65% chance we get ambushed here. I learned that at the same time as me. Nice. Single skill was only made to combat the aero prowess of tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe is too much of a Chad, and they were too afraid of tic-tac-toe that they had to skill that in the game. True. They were too afraid of what he would do. This will do a really nice buffer, at least. I have no Croxagores, but I have skirmish cavalry. Okay, there's the army. I don't have siege attacker though, so I can't just siege this settlement. So we got our revered spear, but our army's not full HP just yet. Weapon strength plus 12% is going to be huge, especially because it's all additive. With it being percentage based, typically speaking, it flatlines, so it's not. Yeah, there's no ordering to it that matters. Can I get these guys in attack? I can actually reach these guys, but what I probably want to do is ambush here. I think the more consistent play is ambushing here, honestly. Right, guys, be honest with me. Be honest with me. Is it possible to win this fight? Is it possible to win this quest battle? This Dark Elf fight is pretty hard, isn't it? With 13 units, I probably can't win that, right? What's the odds of winning this? Do it? Odds on winning this, boys? What do you think? Odds of it? It's going to be good good snowballing. It's not that bad. Alright, when I lose, I can blame you now. Big. That's all I needed. All I needed is someone to some scapegoat in chat. It's huge. Oh yeah, the shades is the problem, isn't it? 6 units of shades. You have a couple of anti-large. 3. We'll give it a crack, eh? We'll give it a crack. Is Tic-Tac-Toe behaving in your campaign when I play Croc Guy? He's a little psycho and always antagonizes you. Really, Michelle? Typically speaking, Tic-Tac-Toe is very chill. And it's quite easy to get friendship with him. Normally. Depends on how he behaves. I suppose, yeah. Depends on the difficulty you're playing on. Certain AIs massively bit. You know, their difference is massive. Depending on the difficulty. Heard a while ago that Streltsy were somehow bad because of a bug. Is that true at the moment? James, good question. The bug in question was that their line of sight was really, really bad. And there was certain terrain in Kislev that were like fences that would actually count as line of sight. Or blocking your line of sight, which would make them obstructed. But now, I think that the way that they've changed it, it means that it no longer is as big of a problem. You've seen them go aggro recently? Well, how's everybody else? Let's poll it to the folks. Poll it to all the wholesome hunks in the chat. How's Tic-Tac-Toe's behavior been to you guys? I remember this quest now. Don't I have a time limit here as well? As long as I play it correctly and utilize my anti-large. As the AI, yeah. As the AI, yeah. He dies quickly normally for you? Right, we've got 15 minutes. If I go all the way to the right here... From memory... Hold on, let me go all the way to the left. I normally go all the way to the right. I don't think that's the right play, though. As the AI? Yeah, AI. As the AI. Let me go to the left here. I think there's shades in this corner. Hey, then I think... Okay, here's the shades. Okay, we'll do. I can't remember if the shades are on their own. Let me do something interesting. If they're going to try and get in position to shoot, let's do the bombardment and try and close my inventory in. Ah, thought I escaped that. Shame. Good news is the bombardment buys a lot of time. If I have anyone mounted, we need to get in here. I'm going to flank on the left side, because we're going to be taking out the 3 shades here. Friends with High Elves to the south, and Lizardman annoyed Tic-Tac-Toe. I feel like Lizardmen, typically speaking, have no affiliation towards Autotide factions. They don't really care too much. Like, I don't think Lizardmen have that much aversion, depending on this specific Lizardman. Because every Lizardman has a different definition of the Great Plan. It's one of my biggest issues with the lore surrounding the Lizardmen. That... there are literally no Generation Slan 1s that exist in the world that are sound of mind. Because you can argue that Croak still exists, but he is not sound of mind. There is no way... he's dead. You know what I mean? My dude is literally dead. And so there's no definition of what... you know, what the actual true expectation of it is. Let me cast this through here, because Shades have really low armor, and these guys have really good armor. Yeah, this is the secondary line of Shades. Okay, we're actually doing a good job here. We're crushing the Shades straight away, which I'm very pleased with. This is exactly what we're looking for. Anytime they try and get into a position to cast, we're going to try and shut it down. And then just use casts like this. It looks very silly, and it looks like I'm missing, and I'm being a massive noob. I mean, I am a little bit, but... I mean, the good news here is I'm just trying to utilize the spell to stop them from shooting me. That's kind of the purpose of it. It's not necessarily to try and get massive amounts of kills here, it's just to shut them down. I mean, the ironic thing is, like, as a streamer, I could just say absolute BS, and someone would probably believe me, but that is generally the reason. I just need to keep casting on them to get them moving. I think the Witch Elves will definitely lose the Sauruses, because they've taken away some one of the fear things, haven't they? They've nerfed Witch Elves in a certain way, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Now you guys can go in. Good, we're crushing their formation now, huge. Careful the timer, don't lose on the time. Yeah, 12 minutes. We've only been 3 minutes and they're right over here, so I'm not too worried. But thank you for the reminder, it's kind of you. Like, in some ways you can go slow for this one. So I'm pretty confident we'll have enough time. I just wish I had mounts, honestly. Just wish I had mounts. Let's grab anything we can. Their thrower at the back line is really hindering us here. Let me just keep you in the fight as much as I can. I'm really desperately trying to get them out. Oh, the banner is over here. That's why I couldn't see them. Yikes. Okay. Dude, these Witch Elves are crushing me. Because I've got such a blob in the middle here. I can't really find a good spell for this, but we'll truck it there for now. Yeah, like I said, the Sauruses will win that. I was pretty confident with that one. Losing my cavalry, I'm okay with. As long as we can actually start moving up here. Let's cast them through here, because like I said, these guys, we have higher armor over here. Anything that has high armor in, don't be afraid to cast something that does a lot of base damage. Anything that has a lot of base damage, you don't need to be too afraid. Resistance is up. I don't think they have... As far as I'm aware, they don't have magical attacks, so we should be fine. Good. And then now we should probably start moving up. We're going to be looking for some good spells here too. Let's not be staggered with our approach here though. I thought you told Rush's Lord for a fast win. I guess there's multiple approaches, right? I guess the only issue, since I have a smaller composition, like I have less troops here, the only issue if I went for something like that with a rush, if I had 20 units, I'd be confident doing it. But unfortunately, I don't have 20 units. Yeah, with 20 out of 20 units, easily would probably have the availability of rushing. Because I'd have more units available to shut stuff down. It's a Blade Wind, interesting cast. Let's move everything else up. Ensuring we're not moving and forgetting things. Get you skinks over here, get you over here. Crush those guys, and then now we're going to look for value magic. Like so. Right here. They're cold ones. They're going to crush you. Gotta be really careful now. Beautiful. Let's get my mage out. If my mage gets killed here, I am in a lot of trouble. Okay, that's really bad for me. Okay, that's really not ideal. Need to get Krotgar in. Really nice magic spells here. This little artillery piece has done so much work on me as well. Yeah, the 13 units here has not been too pog. The Terror coming in. What the hell is Terror? Oh, the Hydra, right? As long as I get my mage back, we can recover this. How the hell are we going to kill the Hydra then? Good question. Yeah, maybe pushed my luck a little bit too much here. Because these units, these Cold War Knights, are really strong now with the changes to Rampage. Wait, Cold War Knights don't Rampage anymore. Interesting. They've literally completely stopped them rampaging. Alright, I don't really have opportunities for spells here. Ooh, we really don't want these guys to do this. Trying to stagger these Bleak Swords away from my units here. Because this is literally where the writing line. If these guys leave, then we've lost 100%. There's no way of recovering. There's a chance if they don't all leave. Like, this is 3 units that I desperately need. Okay, good. That's 2 of them. Send them back in combat to stop them from getting these guys try to be routed, because there's still entity-on-entity contact there. Good. Maybe I just try and beeline straight for their hero now. Maybe I just try and kill the Dreadlord here. We've got 7 minutes to do it. Cast in there. I'd have to try and isolate them though. That's a really bad fire breath for me. Maybe yeah, someone in the chat was saying rushing the Lord might have been a better chance. I need these boys to hold the line. Shades on us. We're struggling to get the hits in. Is that Amos bonus? No. Okay. Yeah, that was brutal. How could I have... I feel like I played that okay-ish. Yeah, I don't think I particularly played that terribly. But hey, ho. You live and you learn, boys. Ooh, losing the blessed unit sucks, though. Oh, the game crashed. That's really unfortunate. The sad bok noise is true. Hey, Pickerton. Yeah, the game crashed, boys. Nothing I can do. I did not alt F4. The game just crashed. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it happens. Do you know, I can't do anything about that. You know, it's one of those really, really, really weird things that I've experienced recently. That my game crashes when a really bad fight happens. I don't know. Does it happen to you guys? Does the same thing happen to you guys? For some reason, when I get battered in a fight, my game crashes, and when I win, it very rarely crashes. It's really weird. It's very weird. It's like this thing that's happening. And Zoroni, the lizardmen are very strong. Yep. I just fought with 13 lizardmen. If I had 20 sauruses, I'd have been fine. If I had more sauruses, I'd have been absolutely fine. Doesn't crash, it does a reload randomly for some reason. Yeah, it's really weird, Spencer. When I lose a battle, a bird flies in and surges PZ off before it can save. That sounds like some Zinch has been involved there. That's some Zinchian stuff. It's all in the great plan. Agreed. It's all part of the great plan, guys. It's all part of the great plan. True. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm actually not going to fight that now. I thought about it more, and I'm not going to do that fight again. For no particular reason. Just don't feel like fighting that. Do you know what I mean? Just not into it, for some reason. Just not feeling the vibes right now. Just not feeling the vibes right now. I can't really justify doing anything else. Annoyingly, it would have given us enough units for this. Hopefully the ambush succeeds. But there's a separate chance for being discovered. There's two calculations to ambushes. One of them's being spotted, and the other one's actually ambushing. So sometimes you can have like 100% ambush chance, but it doesn't work because you were spotted before you can ambush. So I'm hoping we can ambush on this side, where we saw the Skaven army. If we can get an ambush on the Ickstone of Clan Morbius here, we can just secure killing most of them. As the Saurus running down into them, into their units that will do damage especially. You are shitting me. Mate, that is the most Skaven thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm trying to ambush them, and they ambushed me. I tried to Skaven the Skaven. That's what happens when you try and Skaven, I guess. How many summons they got? 6! Oh my god, I've lost. I tried to Skaven, and they Skavened me back. You can't out-Skaven the Skaven, true. Oh my god, there's 2 more armies coming in as well. I might be able to run away. But they'll just ambush me again, won't they? Do I fight or run away? I was looking from ahead, setting up a trap, but they were below Daniel. True. Smart. They were below me. Couldn't have expected it. Why did my camera zoom into my character's butt a little bit? Lob into a square. I can't. They've got weapons teams. They've got wildfire throws. That's finna making me feel a certain way. Right, they're all on the left flank. Oh, my right flank, excuse me. What's over here? Oh, it's only one general. Okay, that's a full army. I'm gonna go towards the, towards here. If I take elevation here, I'll be fine. And then I'll grab these guys and start skirmishing towards the warp fire throwers. I think, yes. Oh my god, how did they know that I was here? That was a pure RNG spawn. Because there's no way that they knew where my blessed chameleon skinks were. Also, interesting ambush, you don't get nerfed on your ranged. You have to, I mean, I thought the AI had to summon it on a unit. If I'm not mistaken, I thought that's how it worked. They summon it on a unit. I don't know how they saw it. Not going for the exit? No, there's no point. The reason why there's no point, personally, I think, going for the exit is that they'll just ambush me again, right? All they'll do is just ambush me again, so I don't think there's much point. Do you have Could you test the new Predictable Instinct passive with Crocodiles against Blob to see how it works with 1 unit rats? Yeah. Once I get the chance to recruit them, absolutely, my friend. I think Crocodiles in general are pretty solid. Just trying to escape from the summons. Nice. One of them's hidden. I'm not shooting because there's no point. Alright, enemy reinforcements coming in. They're shielded, so there's no point shooting into them. I'm going to set up now. The Warfire Throwers aren't here. Oh, there's one of them there. Dang it. That's not good. Aren't they like 90 range? 80 range. Okay, so you're actually mirrored there. I'm just looking to try and kill the Warfire Throwers more than anything. I think I've gotten myself into a really bit of a pickle here, though. Right, there's no way this assassin beats us in melee. And there's no way the Sauruses lose. I can loop around. What's this, Lord? This is the Saurus old ones. Have they given a visual update to the Saurus old ones? Oosh. Go on, lad. Knock out this little rascal assassin. Ooh, our stat line's actually a little bit worse here. Okay, we're probably going to lose. Good old legendary AI cheats. Gotta love them, folks. Gotta love the legendary AI cheats. Right, let's scoot down to these slingers. And then path down this way. A bit of the profile picture. Nice like that. I'm going to get one of the skinks into melee here. The Sauruses, typically speaking, should win. As long as we're skirmishing while fighting here, we should be fine. I don't think it's worth throwing anything. But I left the cheats on. Well, yeah, I feel like when you say you're playing the hardest difficulty, you kind of have to play the hardest difficulty. I think if I were to advertise that my stream is the hardest difficulty, then just like make the AI as weak as I possibly can do, even on the legendary, I think that's like fraudulent behavior right there. Because the whole point is for me to learn things in the hardest difficulty scenario, so I can then pass that knowledge on of how to min-max with certain units, right? I think that's kind of important for me. For me, anyway. That is as Skaven as it gets. Holy crap! that is the most Skaven thing I've ever seen in my entire life. They are shooting directly into their own. Okay. Right, as long as I'm killing some of these Warfire Throwers, because they won't have availability of recruiting any more of them. He's cooking his own troops. Oh, that's Skaven in a nutshell, though. That's the way Skaven do it, baby. Right, now we've put it so they can't splash damage us. So, if you're fighting in a blob with other units, it's really important that you do so, because the AI will struggle to actually do damage to you. And the reason for that is they have to splash damage. If it's a one-on-one fight, it's a completely different ballgame. Let me just get them to shoot now, and you can run over and just helping over this side. Because the way that the damage that the unit will do is changed completely. It goes from being splash damage, excuse me, single target damage to splash damage. If 10 Skaven die for only one skeleton, then win. Yes, yes, absolutely. Wait, they've gone into melee. Why did the Warfire Throwers just come into melee? Something, great plan. Something. Oh, if you can shut down these Warfire Throwers here, that'll be huge. Why are you boys running up that close? You're gonna let me get them in melee? I think there's 6 summons, so they've still got some more. Oh my god, the Warfire Throwers have been encountered by these guys. That's so good for me. And I can start doing a loop around with the skinks here. Huge. Let's get some of the melee if we can. Let's get the skinks back into the melee line. I might have to pull you guys over. Nah, I need to kill these Warfire Throwers. Let's just sit here and shoot for a little bit. The Wolfric campaign, or this is Total War stuff, or the Empire campaign without recruitment. Yeah, Daniel, I have done some very psychotic campaigns. I mean, the Karl Franz campaign where I literally shaved my head is probably the most interesting campaign that I did. I still believe that I got unlucky. I will be doing the Karl Franz. This is Karl Franz no recruitment again. No, Calfran's no loss again soon. I've already figured out how to optimize the route that I did. I played too slowly. That was the problem I had. I played way too slowly. I went through it and looked at what I did really badly. It was bad. Empire without recruitment, so just a starting army, nothing else. Yeah, I had to confederate for units. So it was basically a no recruitment and no money spending. So I couldn't spend money and I couldn't recruit, I don't believe. And I was able to do it. Like, I know the Empire very, 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 very well. It's my most played, one of my most played. The No Loss Norska challenge, that was tough. It took me 100 hours. The No Loss Norska took me about 100 hours in Warhammer 2. That was before they changed Norska as well. It was even harder in Warhammer 2. Because if you don't remember, the insane amounts of RNG that was involved in a Wolfric Legendary campaign was ridiculous. That was pure suffering. It was a good campaign though. I learned a lot. That really put me as a player's skill to the test for sure. Yeah, it really sucks. There's so many ranged. I don't know why they're breaking off here, but it's good for us at least. Let's just get a few volleys in if we can. Like here, I think we've done a reasonably good go here. This one. You never did. That's what streamers are for. Yep, that's it. In fairness, it was how I kind of broke out of my view. It's how I improved my viewership drastically. Was playing that campaign. People really loved it. Oh, for God's sake, that's just GD'd it. I didn't see these Warpfire throwers here. That's unfortunate. If I can get close to them before they volley again. What's their reload time? 11 seconds. Yeah, hopefully I can get my Lord on them. As long as I just run towards them, it's fine. Let me just sit here getting a volley. These guys are routing, so I'm fine with it. And if you're skirmishing, your units will struggle to actually shoot the same thing. Excuse me, they will just shoot the same thing, so you got to be careful running around too much. And then now I'm going to skirmish these guys. I'm going to fight these guys as well. We're going to go into trying to fight the mage as well. It's really unfortunate that these guys got hit by what they did. Honestly, there's probably value in me kiting all the way around. I'm going to take skirmish off now. Because you'll see, look at this, look at this. This is one of the biggest issues, and the reason why I never suggest people just doing skirmishing like this. My character, these guys will shoot all the same entity, because they're told to do so. You see this? Like, I'm basically shooting everything into one or two entities. And a normal volley, you'll do, like, way more damage. You'll do twice to 3 times the damage easily. Alright, now I can escape. Now there's value in me running. Because I've done a lot of damage to their Warpfire throwers. So if they attack me again, there's a reasonable chance that I'll do a good amount of damage back to them as well. Plus we've got 48 speed. These chameleon skinks are going to be absolutely fine. Like these guys, for example, haven't taken any entity losses, even though they've taken a bit of HP. Because when they're being shot at, it's been very split. Is it worth to stop the unit? Yes, absolutely. It depends on the situation you're in, right? Ox shuttles specifically, you'd better off just sitting them still every now and again to get volleys off. But it's very difficult to do that, right? It's a very unrealistic expectation to do, typically speaking, but it is the best way of doing it. I've tried a This is Total War Ultimate Crisis Turn 10 Empire campaign before. That was pretty brutal. It literally depended on RNG, though. That's why I stopped doing it. It became a lot less fun because the result of it just depended on the Ultimate Crisis at turn 10 to see what they did. Because there was a time when the Ultimate Crisis would literally just do nothing for ages. Like, they wouldn't even attempt to try and attack you for some reason. Like, they just sit there. You have to go back and watch the playthrough. It's pretty old. It is a pretty old one. Wow, we killed a lot of them. Like, look at this. 500 kills. This is the reason why Saurus Warriors are so goddamn good. Well, they're playing Snitch. I'm wasting ammo for no reason. I'll have to fire up a game and test it out. Yeah, absolutely go for it. That Saurus would work. All of them did. They're insane. That's why I love Saurus Warriors, baby. And I think we've killed one of the Warpfire throwers at least. And another thing to mention regarding Eshin, Zarok, I made a video of getting a tier 4 at like turn 4, I think it is. Maybe turn 5. So yeah, we expected a secondary repeat attack. Now that's force marched. Shame. I'll let it go. We'll let it go. And then Krokgar will come over and beat him up. We did that specifically to save income. Purely income saving play there. If I force march over, it doesn't necessarily do anything. Annoyingly, I can't recruit, so I might recruit another lord then to take over. We'll get money coming in as well. Yeah, let's get another one in. Another strong. Really nice. We could... Do you know what? What might be the better idea? Fourth generation is pretty doo-doo. Life magic is such insane value against rats. But late game, I don't really want to use them. There's one thing you can do that's really effective is just have a mage that follows you around. It's like why Bretonnia is really good. Like, Bretonnia is really, really strong because you just have tons of lords following you. Now, let me untax this one to stop the rebellion happening this turn. Because I want at least a little bit more... do you know what? I think the rebellion happening is not the worst thing in the world. Dweller's spell is bonkers. It used to be even more strong. They nerfed Dwellers a lot. It used to kill single entities. Like, you could generally cast a Dwellers onto anybody, and you'd kill them. It was a bonus versus everything. It was such a good spell. Sure, I've seen it before. Sometimes when I'm bored at work, I'll watch some Total War videos. Nah, fair play to matey. Yeah, when I do earlier streams, most people that are EU-based will just be, like, at work chilling. Like, there's a lot of streamers that I watch when I'm doing work from home as well. Still good considering the rest of the life package. Yeah, they just nerfed the secondary application of the damage of Dwellers a lot, which is a shame. When I mean by a lot, I mean a lot. When I try to have a mage follow, they get ambushed. Yeah, that is unfortunate. It depends on, I guess, it depends on who you're doing it with, right? That is subjective to said person that you're trying to do it with. Alright, we got Skink spawning and then recruit rank of Saurus is here, so we'll go into this side. Yeah, Saurus warriors are already really, really insane. This is actually not the worst thing in the world, because if we lose this settlement, we can take it back very easily. If Metastone attacks, we'll easily be able to beat him up. The tech tree, yeah. It makes, like, the nice thing about Lizardman is your tech tree is such an easy thing to do. But Apparatus, I do agree that life is very nice in that regard. So we've gone all the way to the east. Who'd have known that Metamorpheus would have been the pesky Skaven that's annoying? The pesky rascals. And yeah, Jaffa, if you do want a custom intro for the month for the tier 3, let me know. Because like I said, we do custom intros. What I need to do better, I need to get better emote stuff for YouTube. I need to really focus on that. Right, let's have a look here. I think Krokgar has the ability to try and attack one of these guys over this side. We don't have enough room. You have the room, though. The only unfortunate thing there is it halves the experience that Krokgar will gain. So if they're the reinforcing army, they'll gain half experience for it. Okay, this is really unfortunate because now I'm worried that this guy's going to get ambushed. Maybe not if we do this. But I can't come near him and help him. If I replace him, will I then be able to take a stance? I think the smartest thing for me to do, 34 movement. Oh my goodness, Matthew. Holy smokes, dude. Thank you for the gifters on YouTube. You absolute legend. Holy moly. Thank you thank you so much, dude. You are my first gifties. That's my very first YouTube gift, so I appreciate it, man. It's very kind of you. Much love to you. Maybe, yeah. Nice. I even had a custom mount for that bad boy. But I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Right, yeah, I think what we need to do is, I think if I'm not mistaken, I can swap you out and then change stance to Astromancy. Big. That's what we wanted. Big, 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 big. Huge. So if you guys don't know, if you go into Force March... Wait, I can do it again and then get 84 movement. Wait, is this an infinite movement glitch? I guess you just have to have tons of people to replace. Wait, you can infinitely move... No. I'm almost wanting to test this for science. But I won't. I won't do it this time. That seems to me that you can do that infinitely. But yeah, Matthew, thank you again for the 10 membership gifts. That's very kind of everybody. It's a shame this is all for skinks. Where's my Saurus rights, you know what I mean? Silly Sotek kind of situation. Ooh, that's a reasonable rebellion. The good news is, the rebellion in question, there's no military buildings here. And since there's no military buildings, I'm going to chuck this guy in. I would assume this guy has a much better order resolve. Anytime there's military buildings, it dramatically increases the what we call it. It dramatically increases the rebellion. It's the reason why, if you're being really big brain as Zinch, you can spawn rebellions in that are massive. Military access, no thank you. Thoric will hate me for it. It might be an angle of making Thoric like me by declaring war on Kalida while I'm dealing with these. Random Lord gave me Scarbrand for my next campaign. Any tips? Yes. Utilize collision damage is the best advice you can use. Utilize Scarbrand for collision damage. Don't sit him in combat. Literally, hold on. I think my most popular YouTube video, Arthek, if you go to my YouTube channel, go to my most popular video, and you'll find my Scarbrand video that I've done. Watch that, and you'll be gobsmacked at how insane and how much damage you can do. Let me just check this army. It doesn't have siege attacker. Yeah, there's no siege attacker in that army, so I'm fine. There's also slingers, so I'm fine there in that. Honestly, fighting an army of slingers just sounds like suffering. Yeah, cycle charging is insane. So you're just doing that today is changing? Nice. Yeah, it was quite amusing because I released that video, and then I think like a week after, Legend was playing Scarbrand, and then someone came into my chat and was like, "Oh, Legend's copying your strat," and I'm like, my man's has probably known that for like 100,000 years. He was born in the shadows. He was born when Total War was around. It is always quite interesting how some people try and like cause streamer drama by saying people copying stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, there's about... It's almost like a news outlet, right? There's 1,000,001 ways you can do... There's only so much news, and obviously everybody takes their own interpretation of it, right? And Samara's, yes. One of the main things is Saurus Warriors are really strong because of Primal Instincts and Predatory Fighter. Rampage specifically is HP based. You're not trying to cause... Oh, apparatus! No, I know you're not. Dude, don't worry. I wasn't scoping into you, my friend. Don't worry about it. Right, I'm going to try... Do I really want to try that? Because I can't force match over here anyway. I think... Can I force match over here? We'll see. I think, ideally, I will be running towards the Skaven and clearing out their settlements first, because I'm almost certain that I'll be fine in doing so. Plus, this Slime Mage will do a lot of damage because we have Earthblood to get with as well. We're going to have a lot of rebellions, but this is a tier 2 settlement that has sources in it. And settlements are, as long as you defend them correctly, very difficult to penetrate. I'm going to save my money just a little bit.
Casting the runes is thirsty work. Let's drink and talk.
Casting the runes is thirsty work. Let's drink and talk.
I think my favourite dwarf from a voice line perspective is Ungrim.
To die in battle.
I imagine talking to a Slayer dwarf would be a right annoying conversation. They'd be like, "Oh, Ungrim, how you doing today? You know, how's your day been?" He's like,
The Slayer Oath forbids me.
"It's like, yep, didn't ask you anything about your Slayer Oath, lad."
He's like, to die in battle.
Once again, didn't ask you about that, but that's all right. Asked you how the weather was, but yep, I guess dying in battle is probably something you want. Wouldn't be the most interesting of conversations, I suspect. Do you know what I mean? Ungrim is basically an emo dwarf. He really is, if you think about it. Yeah, oh, that is exactly that premise. Oh, Ungrim, how's the weather today?
The weather is perfect for dying in battle, you stupid manling. Asking these stupid questions. Dying in battle is what I think of. The weather is good for it.
Or he'd be like, no, I don't think Ungrim really follows Valea. There's certain dwarven gods, and I can't even recall. Can anyone here remember what Ungrim, god-wise, would follow? So I know Grombrindle has an affiliation to Valea. I think Grombrindle has an affiliation to Valea. I think Gotrek specifically beat up one of the Dwarven Lords, or Dwarven Gods. If you're talking to a Slayer, it means filling his own eyes. Well, I mean, to be a Slayer, I think there's a massive misconception with Slayers, I think, typically speaking, because a Slayer's, like, if I were to say, right, someone do me a favor, right? Type a 1 in the chat if you think this is your understanding. Is your understanding of a Slayer if they run in and they kill stuff and they die in battle? That is just the only role of a Slayer. Type 1 in the chat if you think that's true. That a Slayer's sole purpose is to run into battle and die. Type 1 in the chat if you think that's true. Type 2 if you don't think so. If you don't think that's true, type 2. If you think that Slayer's only purpose is to die in battle, type 1 in the chat. If you think it's not the only purpose, type 2 in the chat, out of interest. I want to see where you guys are at for your Dwarven lore. Because it's actually a really interesting debate about it. Regarding Slayers, in Dwarven society, it's very, very interesting how Slayers are specifically used. Because the way it actually works is Slayers are supposed to lead. Like, that is generally their role. A Slayer is not going to go into battle and just run into a bunch of goblins and die. Because OPG is right, it has to be honourable. I mean, there's obviously rule sets around, like, Gotrek, where he has to die an honourable death, because he was cursed to never die unless it was an honourable death, but he got to the point where he's basically like a demigod, and he couldn't die. Nothing that he fight or fought would be remotely close to being an honourable death. And so he just infinitely just kept killing things in hell. But yeah, Slayer's main responsibility is just showcasing and leading everybody else and showing by example. Like, that is the kind of the code of a Slayer, is to ensure that everybody is listening to them, everyone understands kind of what to do within battle, and lead by example. Like, if they saw a big-ass giant coming and was about to charge a bunch of dwarves, then yes, they would absolutely try and go for that, because that is something that would be worthwhile them laying their lives down for, to ensure that everybody else didn't have to, to worry about that. But like a bunch of random goblins or orcs, not a problem. They wouldn't risk that, because there's just no need. There's no need for them to do that. So that's one of the main differences. Slayers, yeah, they are responsible for ensuring that people are well aware of what they need to be doing within battle. And they're mimicking their god, and it needs to be a meaningful death. Well, I mean, that's just... They can't throw their life... You know, they shouldn't throw their life away because it's just not worth it. Like, Slayers, even though they are shamed, are very, very, very good fighters. You know, they are they are near enough the elite. They have to train into a certain regard where they are becoming very, very goddamn good. You know? Unless they advertise themselves poorly. To us, Ungi. Yeah, that's fair. I love the relationship between dwarves and humans. Pause check, thank you, buddy. Honestly, the longer I stream, the more I shrimp mode. I can't help myself. The longer I stream, the more shrimp comes out of me. I blame Xbox gaming, not gonna lie. I played Xbox so much, and I would sit back really far and be like pure shrimp mode playing. And then everybody knows when you start losing, boom, posture's perfect, you're really close to the screen. They often specialize into each enemy, drag controls, etc. They do, you're completely right. Which is the reason why I'm really hoping that in Thrones of Decay we gain relative Slayers, but then it devalues Ungrim, which is the only worry, right? I'm just really hopeful they do. Really hopeful. Hey, Illogical, thank you very much for the raid, buddy. Much love. Hope you're doing well. Let me give you a shout out. Hope you had a great stream, buddy. Were you doing XCOM things, Mr. Illogical? If you don't know who Illogical is, he is the goat of XCOM. If you need to learn XCOM, he's your man. That's for damn sure. They'll make a full DLC. Hopefully, I mean, I feel like dwarves are not that popular, though. It's the only problem. Dwarves are really not that popular in the grand scheme of things. Doing XCOM things, or XCOM thing doing things. Oh, what's the word again? What's the terminology for when you, like, instantly basically restart a run? Oh, I've forgotten the terminology. It was a massive meme in your stream. Deadlock? No, it's nothing to do with that. What's it called again? Gate Crasher, that's the one, thank you. Yeah, Gate Crasher, that's it. Any Gate Crashes today? Logical, did you get any Gate Crashes? Hopefully not. Ah, you little rascals. His Warfire Thrower's routed, then run away. If you were to explain XCOM, if you were to explain Gatecrasher in Total War terms, what would you describe it as? Probably like restarting a campaign, right? Some BS happens, so you restart the campaign. Understandable, honestly. We've all been there. My experience, dwarves are acquired taste. Yeah, I would agree with that, mainly because of the fact that dwarves are slower than most factions. Chaos Dwarves don't be so popular with it. Ah, because it's bloody 25 quid to play them. You can get, from certain websites, you can get the trilogy for less than that. From certain websites. And Queen Gambit, thanks for follow. When you decide to click auto-resolve to get a warming defeat for some reason, so you rage quit and choose another faction. That's Gatecrasher. Right, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright. I think when you intercept, all of them should be dead. We'll see. I mean, in lore perspective as much as gameplay. Yeah, absolutely. Streamers don't play them either. I think streamers got bored of them because they're too OP. Especially myself. Like, Chaos Dwarves are really goddamn strong, and so for me personally, I get bored of factions that are really strong very quickly. Personally. Like, I don't like playing factions that will just crush everything. Ooh, I might want to defend that first. Nah, let's kill this Skaven's territory. Never figure out their economy. You can never go wrong just going 1 for 1 and everything. Right, there's the most likely you are going to attack the settlement, and that's fine with me, because I'm going to run away. We used to play Warhammer 2 a lot. What's different in Warhammer 3? Good question. Pretty much everything. Warhammer 3, the map is way bigger. So I think it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, like 450 settlements compared to like maybe 300. Way bigger map, way more factions in there. I think you probably overall would have a much better time. Do the DLCs transfer over? Great question. Yes, they do, yeah. Everything transfer over. You play Lisbon now? Only to test it out. I think there's a difference between playing a faction that's like giga broken and playing a faction that's like just become strong. Yeah, all your DLC will transfer over to 3. Any DLC in Warhammer 1 and 2 transfers to 3. When Ikiclaw was released, I gave up on the 3 turns because it was so boring, OP. There's moments where Ikiclaw can be really fun. JK, sorry. No, Dre, you don't have to be apologies, man. It's good banter. I think the main factor to remember when it comes to Ikiclaw is I remember on Warhammer 3 release, or excuse me, on the Immortal Empire's release, I remember doing a... wait, they can attack this from there? Interesting. I did a... I think it was a 700-800% turn 2 Ultimate Crisis as Ikiclaw, and it was fine. Like, it wasn't bad at all. So yeah. Let me take his Temple of Attitude Gold. All Resolve Medium? I'm going to fight this because there's no way I'm losing units for no reason. It gets starting area so comfy, and that's honestly one of the reasons why he's so good. To anyone playing Ikiclaw and getting bored of Ikiclaw, play with the mod that changes your start location. 100%. Randomize your start location. So much better. Without having the comfortability of having Skaven Blight, my god, it is so much harder. I think the fact that you can get turn 7, tier 5, usually, pretty consistently, or tier 4, turn 4, way harder. Live up your factions if a bad day at work? Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame you, lad. Right, let's get the blessed ones to the front line, because they'll climb the walls. And the rest of the Sauruses will follow suit as well. Start casting in here. These are Night Runner Slingers, so they're going to do a lot of damage. The faster we get here, the better. So if that's a huge question right now, but what do you think of the current state of the game now, Amanta? That's not a huge question, lad. That's a reasonable question to ask if you want to play again. I would say the game's in a really good really good spot, but sieges I think really need more love. I think sieges are going in the right direction, but now it's more... Sieges are more of an inconvenience more than ever. Because if they don't fix the gatehouse bug, making ladders less valuable and making gatehouses more tanky and the walls more tanky devalues and escalates the fact that the bug of the gatehouse exists. And so, unless they start fixing the gatehouse bug, we're going to be in a lot of problems regarding sieges. And that's my only issue with the game right now. Everything else is really good fun. I definitely think that they have improved the sieges in general, but the problem is it's annoying. Can you do the abandoned resale cheese with Skaven Blood? Yep, you can do it to any faction. Any Skaven can do it. Any Skaven can do the cheese still. I think they tried to nerf it by removing... They made it a lot harder because obviously now it's a lot harder to get a capacity of food that you need, but yeah, still easy to do. But I think they just need to make sure that they've fixed the behavior of the gatehouse. It's honestly just the biggest issue that I have with the game. Like, I am a Total War simp, I'll say it. I love Total War. I have done since I was a really young kid. Played Total War for a long-ass time. My favorite game, without a shadow of doubt. But there are a few really, really annoying things. And obviously the gatehouse bug is one of them. Because it can really, really ruin a siege. Like, for example, here, right? I have all of my inventory, right? I'm going to try and go through the wall. Let us see how many of them try and go to the wall. So, let's see who goes inside the settlement and who goes on the ladders. So, a couple of them are going towards the ladder on this side. Actually, surprisingly, not that bad. The record here is actually not that bad. Do you know what, folks? That's not bad at all. These are the Storm Vermin. So they do run away from it. It just takes them a long time to run away. So yeah, if you cast in the middle, they're doomed. Everything else is really good. Sounds very good, frankly. Wasn't expecting that. I'm not doubting you either, just surprised. Yeah, I mean, the game is in a good spot. I think the game's probably in the best spot it's been for a wee while. A lot of fixes coming through. I mean, it depends on what factions you play. If you play Norska, the game's still doo-doo, right? Obviously, Norska are in a really bad spot still. And I'm hopeful they receive the love they deserve soon. Thrones of Decay, for me, is going to be the turning point. I think Thrones of Decay specifically is what I'm looking forward to the most. You know, that's just me. 3 of the factions that Thrones of Decay is touching, I love. Top 3. Is Norska worse than an Ogre campaign? No, I would probably, actually, yeah. I have a really different perspective on Ogre campaigns. I don't think Ogre campaigns is that bad at all. Mainly because of the fact that Ogre Bulls are so broken. I'm a firm believer that Ogre Bulls are actually so unbelievably overpowered. Maybe I'm very different in that thinking, but I think Ogre Bulls are insane. Any Ogre faction that can just stack the Ogre Bulls, just go into the red line tree for them, they're just so strong. You tell me any faction that can use a tier 1 unit like that and just crush most things. Like, I was using Ogre Bulls until, like, turn 70, I was still using normal Ogre Bulls. Because they have such heavy AP. How'd you get your feed of view to look like that? There's a better camera mod. I don't use that. I'm not using any mods right now, but I'm zoomed in as much as possible. I'm zoomed out, so just scroll wheel. Scroll wheel out as much as you can. Damn it, I've not been paying attention back there. Pass through here, because we have 60 armor, so we'll reduce the damage taken by, what is it, like 56% or something like that? So I'm not worried about that at all. Vamp Coast, Tomb Kings need an update too. From everything in the game, they don't need as much love as Norska. I mean, do you know, I mean, I'm going to be on a rant here, so I do apologize. Like, this is Norska's roster. This is Norska's roster right here. This is Norska 3.0. Not even 2.0, it's 3.0. Warriors of Chaos is so good. It's such a good faction. But they've massively devalued Norska because of it. Like, if you want to play a good Norska campaign, just play Warriors of Chaos. There's no difference. Like, what can you get in Norska that you can't get in Warriors of Chaos? Like, yeah, Mammoths and things like that, but in the grand scheme of things, the Mammoths aren't that good. Obviously, Throg can do Trolls as well. Mammoth is Wolfric, but, you know, it takes a while to get to that point. Thank you. Yeah, no worries, matey. The Dowie need love more than all. No, the Dwarves don't need love at all. Once again, I might be very different in these opinions, but I think Dwarves are in a good spot. I think the Dwarven roster specifically is very strong. I mean, I've been playing Dwarves since Warhammer 1, and there's very few factions that have as good as a roster as the Dwarves do. It is like, I mean, but then again, you can look at Cathay and just think to yourself, Cathay is just a better dwarf. But Corla is just such a good unit. There's some really standout units within the Dwarven roster that very few folks have. Just our artillery is a bit ass. We'll see a touch of Norska campaigns in James Web instead of the Rampage Overhaul. Yeah, I mean, the Rampage Overhaul has been... It's all about predictability, right? I think if you think of it and look into it and really, really try and read between the lines, I personally believe that they've tried to do a lot of buffs towards Norska specifically. Excuse me, towards Lisbon, because it's probably where the money is. I think Lisbon have some of the most DLC in the game, so by making factions that have the most money incentives stronger, makes sense, right? Because you got to remember that CA, in the end of the day, is a business, and they want to do. They have very limited time, and so with the time that they have, they'll have to make sure that they make the most money out of what they do. And so that's the reason why it's probably going to be a very long time until Norska get love, because it's not going to be any money. The only time they'll probably get love is when a DLC comes out for them. Hammers or Ironbreakers? Ironbreakers. Hammers are very good at killing elite infantry, but Iron Breakers do the exact same thing with the bombs. And they tank way longer, and they have silver shields. So, having survivability is always more valuable than killing things. It's the reason why high-tier infantry, typically speaking, is not that good, for the most part. And factions like High Elves have very, very sturdy front lines, because they have the availability of damage in the backline and magic. Army loss bonus kicking in, yep. But that's me, personally. You know, I would much rather have a unit that can sit there and tank longer than do damage, because you can always do damage with everything else. Damage in general is plentiful within the game. And having a specific unit that's a niche damage dealer, a little bit different. Like a Slayer, for example, the Dwarves struggle with anti-large, so Slayers are very good at flanking. Wait.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's your war. It's your war champ, boss. Here we go to the T-feeds, am I right, boys? Yeah.
I think it's noises that both wreck and get wrecked in the process. Yeah, it's one of those things where infantry, typically speaking, that's good at killing stuff, they struggle massively at sustainability. Like, it's the reason why... You love the voice, thank you. It's the reason why when you look at... if you look pragmatically at factions... Ooh, I can build some more prowlers. No, I won't though. If you look very pragmatically at certain factions, their strength points often align with their ability to mitigate damage. I mean, from my perspective. Like, the Dwarves, one of the reasons why the Dwarves are so goddamn good is they have the ability to be so tanky. Like, you can get Thanes with 100 melee defense easily. Oh, this is a little bit of a worry, but it should be okay. Get a few Saurus Warriors up in it.
It's time to do the big thinking, boss. We is big thinking, yeah.
Why use Slayers when you can get Snipe Rangers? Because you require a Thane to do that. You need a high-level Thane to do that, whereas a Slayer can be utilized through grudges straight away. I think it's very easy to conclude some things like that, but one of the biggest things is availability. Ease of availability is a massive factor when it comes to certain strategies, right? For me personally. You know, like, I, typically speaking, don't like to recommend things unless it's a very easy ability to get towards that. Because I think with things having easeability of utilizing them, it has a lot more value in conversation because it's very easy. It's a lot easier to quantify what it's bringing to the table, if that makes sense. And yeah, exactly. It's basically an emergency unit, whereas Snipe Rangers require a lot to get to. Don't get me wrong, I love Snipe Rangers. I think they're super good, especially Bugmans. You know, regenerating, shielded, you know, hidden units, super strong, but you know, it takes a long time to get to that point, and you require a Thane to be dedicated towards that. Whereas you can gain, like, Guardian and stuff like that, where you can probably put them in more generic armies. It's also, like, on Apparatus, to go into your point regarding the Hagen executors, it's also why Witch Elves I don't really rate too much. But that being said, early game, I, typically speaking, use more melee units than range units. In factions even that require... in factions that would even leverage range over melee. Because melee units are in the best place they've ever been. Weapon strength, conserve the magic, yeah. Losing magic is not worth it. We do have wall strength 100% now. Reduces your cross guards, temple guards, and cult ones. Let's go into this. We have tables of crafts, so we're not trading a lot of resources just yet. I really don't mind if I get ambushed. Am I ballsy enough to walk in front and get ambushed by these guys? Do I seriously have the stones to do that? Because it just guarantees me being able to do this. Is it a good idea or a bad idea, guys? Guarantee the ambush on me, but I got mainly Saurus Warriors and I'll kill them very quickly. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, not a chance in hell that they win that. Absolutely send it. Sacrificial ambush lord? Oh no, it's not a sacrifice. I'm going to be sacrificing them. I'm going to be sacrificing raddies. Hey Moses, do you know anything new setting for showing borders? Probably more clearly. Yes, it's in hold down space. Bada bing, bada boom here. Hold down space, borders is right here. Click this, always show borders right here, matey. And you'll see that you can always see the borders, like here. Or as you take it off, you can't see them, as you can see. Toggle it on, always see them. Thanks. You're welcome. Sotek approves this message? Absolutely. Silly Sotek. Rite of Ferocity is going to be a good idea, because we're going to get post-battle loot. So that's worth doing. Oh, you mean a new lord? I wouldn't be able to... It would take 2 turns to recruit and then move them over. I think this is just... This is going to be absolutely fine. There's no way that they don't attack me. And honestly, I would be... This sounds really dumb, but I could probably auto-resolve the fight. I could probably auto-resolve it and win it. If they did attack me. Now that is brave AF, but I honestly would probably assume I could auto-resolve it. It's sort of like the... I can't remember the movie where the guy's like...
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Kind of situation, you know? When they ambush me. Watchman, thank you, Scrappy. I'm going to take the settlement. And the good news is, since they ran to the right... I should have looked and occupied, honestly. Since they ran towards the right... Oh shoot, there's a settlement here. Is that yours as well? Oh, bugger, I thought this was the last settlement. Now it's going to be harder, because my assumption there would be that if this was their last settlement, then they'd be forced to attack the Sotek's Trail. And that'd be that'd be them done. But yeah, that's the decent army. Get the gold in there as well. We do have 72 from trading. I have trading with Teclis. He loves to trade with us. Holy crap. Yo, Tic-Tac-Toe is going ham. Okay, you guys weren't wrong. Tic-Tac-Toe is a psycho. -3 strategic threat is not too bad. Hopefully he doesn't try and fight us here. You go fight Kairos? Not just yet. Ooh, destroy the Skaven. Annihilate the basement. Oh, I like this. Oh, you wait, is this new? Guys, is this new? I don't remember this. Am I dumb? I don't remember this. Why don't I remember this? It's not new? I don't remember this line. I'm dumb? Well, we didn't have to necessarily say that, did we? You could have been like, although you may be a little bit silly at sometimes, Battlesey, you're really handsome. But that's not new, by the way. Smiley face. Ooh, Samsuga's hitting him with the grammar. Honestly, one thing I learned very quickly when I was younger was if you really want to find the answer to something, post online the wrong answer, and very quickly someone will correct you. It's like the hidden life hack. It's the hidden life hack. Tic-Tac-Toe was Reptile, Archon. It wasn't Tic-Tac-Toe that... Tic-Tac-Toe might have done, but I know Ox Shuttle did a lot of that as well. Be nice if you could pick up a few of those instead of just one. You can pick up a few of them. You can pick up a few of them. It's not limited. Because it would be limited if... I'll show you. Because the only time you know it's limited is when you hover over stuff like this. When everything else has chains around it, it's limiting the option. Whereas here, you can just click whatever you want. But I'm going to probably go into Saurus inventory, because I think everything else is pretty trash. Although speed 10% is really nice. Just pronouncement rate is actually really nice as well. Battlesey ambushes. Yeah, I think we just go infantry. We can respec him if we need to as well. What we'll do, move over here, and click in here, and then we'll kill these. I could potentially get another army going, but I'd want to wait until some sources. Speaking of the devil, +2 recruit rank. Is there any way we can amplify that at all? No, nothing that gives us additional stuff. Skinks are tier 4. Oh, of course, the Rite of Ferocity is doing that. What I'm going to do is take these guys out, then take the Beastmen out. Reducing the chance of being ambushed here. There's honestly probably value in... Let me remind myself. It's probably... Control -7 here. Meaning there's no army in there. There's no way... It's interesting it tells me the control. My assumption there is that... Or is that the Skaven Corruption specifically? Reducing control -7. Or is that the control of the settlement? That's a really interesting question. Is the control -7 the settlement or what the Skaven Corruption is doing? Because if the control is -7, then that means that there's no army in there because... Just corruption, you think? I guess the Skaven Corruption, maybe it's applying to me. That's a Skaven Corruption? Right, okay. Right, we will murder a lot of rats here today. My intention is to murder these ratties. Let's upgrade my settlements. Not that one just yet. What's everyone's favourite legendary lord? And why? What is everyone's favourite legendary lord? My favourite legendary lord is probably Calfrens. And then probably Grumbrindle. Setcher's the voice acting. Setcher is so good. Wait, another underway interception? Let me auto-resolve it just to make sure the entire army's dead. Malekith because of snow allergies? Malekith's lore is actually really interesting. Oh, he's finally declared war on me. And then attack the settlement. That's just worth auto-resolving. There's no way that I don't do that. You'd have to be delusional not to auto-resolve that one. Actually, killing the entirety of the Beastmen is just too good there. Getting the entirety of the Beastmen dead there is worth every penny. I know it's cringe auto-resolving, but that is just too much value. That is way too much value not to take that, honestly. Vlad, because hot wife, nice. Snitch, yeah, Snitch is really cool. Festus, because I enjoy being disgusting. I mean, what was it? Exalted Heroes of Nurgle? Exalted Exalted Lords, what is it again? I can't even remember. My brain's fried. Exalted Great and Clean One. They literally crap on people. They literally poo-poo on people. I remember when Nurgle first came out, I was legitimately disgusted. I'm not even kidding. I struggled to play Nurgle because of how much it was gross to me. I felt like slightly ill playing Nurgle when it first came out. Which I think is a testament to how well they did, how good of game design it is. Alright, let's go have a look at Tyrion, see if he's getting his butt kicked.
Yes.
Teclis, excuse me. Seemingly he's doing alright.
Very well. Speak.
Right, let's leave him to it then. Let's go east and beat Kalida up. Now I'm corrupt enough to play it? Yeah, I just kind of got used to how gross it is, I guess.
Those who respect the old ways are welcome in my hall.
Nice, we can get some dealage with Thorek here. I mean, it's one of those things where I literally do not care about mountainous terrain at all, so you can have all that. Grim's the biggest and the baddest. He is the biggest and baddest. It's not cringe, will resolve. Least time. I mean, it's one of those things where I know a lot of people like watching really big battles, so I can understand why certain people want to watch, want to see the fights, you know. Bellingham, though, he's managed to nerf him again. Yeah, I think it's just... I think they wanted to standardize... I think they just wanted to make sure that they standardized Ethereal to 55%, and his ghoulies were the things that were remaining. Is what I think, anyway. What's my least played Legendary Lord? Good question. Least played Legendary Lord is a really good question. Probably Kolek. I think. I rarely played Kolek. In Warhammer 2, I'd play Sigvald. Ooh, bless Croxigar is huge. You'd be ogres because you don't own them? That makes sense. It's a difficult one because there's quite a few factions that I haven't played, or Legendary Lords I haven't played. There are honestly quite a few that I haven't played, but Kolek in recent times I haven't played him in a long time. Man's getting Blessed Costco when I get Blessed Skinks. It's honestly skill. It's a skill difference, sorry dude. Win 2 battles for it as well. Hopefully. No! He's taking the territory already, damn it. Thoric's already smashing them.
Then we talk.
Now he really doesn't like the idea of trading and stuff.
Smite ya.
It's fine. He's got 6 elements on him. What do you think of races without ranged? I think Scarbrand and things like that can be really fun, and Slanesh as well can be really fun, but I think the easeability of what ranged factions allow you to have from regarding an overall experience, I think can't be undervalued. Like, just being able to turn your brain off and shoot stuff is good fun. Salasha doesn't appeal to you? Salasha's really good. I think Salasha's actually really strong, surprisingly. Because you can change it from... If you're fighting against heavy magical attacks, you can just put her on a mount and then she's fine. Because she gets armor instead of getting ethereal. There'll be enough battles no matter what, so Shrek, so auto resolve needs to be auto resolve. Yeah, it's fair. Hey, Jimbo. But Zhao Ming's are cool. I like Zhao Ming. Running around with Jade Warriors is good fun. Ooh, that's no good that they're dead. Let's force march over. I'm honestly not fussed if they do that. Are you still in here? Military presence of 13, so doesn't necessarily mean they're in there. We've now recovered our economy, which I'm happy with. I don't think there's any reason or incentive to put this to tier 3 unless we wanted to put some croc scores in, but we know we're going to get them anyway. So it's probably better off to save that to start moving towards temple cards in this faction. Range helps even in bad range. Well, even Skaven Slave Slingers do 2 damage per volley. Because you have to do 1 base weapon damage, and you do all your armor piercing. So, since no matter the armor the target has, they will always do 1 base missile damage and 1 armor piercing damage. So they do... I can't remember how many entities is in Skaven Slingers. 140. So they do 280 no matter the unit. So anything you put them against, they'll kill them eventually. Which is obviously very, very strong, right? Super, super duper strong. But it's the reason why I recently did a Skaven Slave only on Legendary as Throt, where I had to delete all my units that weren't Skaven Slaves. But Throt is very OP. Someone actually in chat told me to go the augment that made all my inventory get random augmentations, and that was genius. Like, my Skaven Slaves, I mainly went melee, honestly, with that, and I just ran everything around. Pretty much ran things over. It's good fun. Oh, for God's sake, he's crushing everything here. I'm going to have to go towards Queek then, I guess. Wait, I still have Clan Morbius to kill. Why am I not... What am I doing? Let's get another army up and running then. Army of Skinks will be fine. Skaven Slave only run, huh? Yep. Wasn't that bad at all. I don't think... I'm pretty sure I didn't even lose any main battle fights. I should have leveled up into Skirmisher here. I'm going to have a Skink army here. Putting the Croc scores in there as well will be huge. The Croc score stack would be really, really strong. Nice. But I am very happy with all the Lisbon changes. I actually do think they're pretty goddamn good right now. Want to try a zombie only run without Kemler? Although the draw has the bus. Yeah, it's Helm and Ghost. Right, this will solidify friendship with Thoric if we really wanted it. Because what I could do is trade this settlement, but I'd rather probably potentially try and get the rest of it. I'll let Gorok have some Croc guy have some fun here. But if I only played Ghost once. I played Ghost once, and that was recently, because I think it was Dizzy or Monster Chief that was asking for it loads, so I just did it. Can you get Ulrika as Boris? Yes, you can, yep. Felt like it shouldn't be possible for some reason. Well, I guess Boris is completely away from Ulrika's location she would be. She'd be hanging around the area, not necessarily Sylvania, because she was, a countess was teaching her basically not to consume humans and control her hunger. And obviously he's in the Chaos Waste, so it makes sense, just logically, from the location she's in. But if dwarves don't get Malachi Makaisen, I'm going to cry. I will genuinely cry with Thrones of Decay. But Ulrika's not as OP as I remember. Ulrika's really strong in that she gives shadow magic to Kislev. And that's pretty much one of the biggest things, because Kislev magic is actually kind of trash. I think Kislev magic is very situational. Like, Tempest is good against infantry, and Frost is really good against single entities. But then you add Shadow in the mix, and then, like, against most factions, Frost is okay, because obviously you can just kill whatever comes at you. Let's get Kroggar over. If I just cycle charge the casket, it'll be fine. If I just click over here, we'll do collision damage. Ooh, maybe my mass is too weak. Yeah, there you go. Collision damage on them. Come hither, Mr. Casket. Oh, this poor casket is getting battered. Oh, and fun fact. The reason why Caskets of Souls auto-resolve is so garbage is they send it in melee. They legit send the Casket of Souls into melee and auto-resolves. I'm not even kidding. I don't know if they fixed it now, but yeah. Lore of Hags is top tier? Nah. Lore of Hags is not that good. Like, in the grand scheme of things, Lore of Hags is not that strong. Like, the Vortex spell in question does not do that much damage. If you compare and contrast to other schools of magic, Lore of Hag is not even that insane. You're not supposed to melee with artillery. No, you're not at all, my friend. You're not at all. But the auto-resolve does it. Tell the auto-resolve that. Do you know what I mean? Tell the auto-resolve that. Hater? I mean, let's break it down. Let's break down Lore of Hags, right? Obviously, it's a new school witch brew. Similar as most factions with breath attacks. You know. Oh, the Overcast heals. I actually didn't see that. That's quite a lot of healing, actually. It's only for 2 seconds, though. Where you could do a tear-shaped attack and heal people? Maybe I should have paid more attention to all these Overcasts. I know Blessed Cauldron's pretty trash. Ah, okay. Okay, maybe it's better than I thought. The sounds is really cool. But I don't think there's a lot of damage to it. I don't think from a school of magic, it's more utility, it seems. But I guess it kind of makes sense. And hey, Glow, thank you very much for the raid. I hope you're doing well. Let me give her a shout out. Glow, how was your stream? I'll still never forget the fateful events of Glowtober. What a time to be alive
Hello,
around
everyone.
Glowtober.
How are you all?
I'm doing well. Hey, Lord, hope you're doing well. Thanks for the 14 months, buddy. The fateful events of Glowtober. Good times. We were spoiled. We were truly spoiled back then. But I hope you had a good stream, Glow. Thank you for the raid. It's very kind of you. I'm getting crushed over here. Ah, that's why it summons. Seems like a long time ago. Yeah, time. I'm not sure about you guys, but ever since COVID, time flies by. Time has flown by so much. Like, I remember, like, 2020, like it was yesterday. It's crazy. It's 4 years ago. It's like, can time slow down a little bit, you know what I mean? Can time please slow down? It's getting a bit scary now. That was poor Tomb King. You, my friend, have been chosen to be murdered. Congratulations, please stop resisting. We're only going to eat you. It always intrigues me that Skaven get food from fighting Tomb Kings. I guess they might eat like bone broth, I guess? Some kind of bone broth of something? You know? Love the zoom in battle animations. Yeah, it's what makes the game come alive. Really it does. It really does come alive. Are the overcasts always more expensive? Yes. Overcast is like the more empowered variant of it. And overcasting means you might have a miscast chance. Challenge campaign idea: decrewed artillery team, melee only. Jack, I hate myself in a lot of ways. I don't hate myself that much. Because the only problem with that is it'd be an interesting campaign for pure suffering, but the only problem is that you can't really buff their melee stat line. Yeah, typically speaking, melee artillery units don't really get a lot of melee stat line increases because they shouldn't be in melee. Hope time flies. Just signed to buy our new house in 4 months, so I'm moving. Amazing, Giota. Congrats, buddy. That's great news, dude. That is great news. I mean, did you realize in the contract, Giota, that your house will actually become the new Battlesey Boys hangout place? So you're going to need to prepare food for everybody every time I stream. I hope you read that in the contract. If not, just let me know. Hope that's okay. Alright. What's route of order? Oops. He didn't read it. Ooh, tough. Big flat screen TV with a stream on. True. Honestly, I remember the time when one of my viewers sent me a video of them watching me on the big screen TV they have in their living room, and I was like, at that point, I made it. I think I had like 15 average viewers or something, and they were watching me on a big screen TV, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, that's dope. What else we got? Feral cold ones, trash. You also did once, nice. Ooh, maybe we do keep these, because fireballers are so good at killing Skaven. Gonna get another rebellion over here. Sucks that we're gonna be using Skaven to try and... it's just... garbage skinks. We might honestly want to do a Rite of Sotek. Probably would make a lot of sense to do it. I'm watching on a 55 flat screen. You can count the hairs of my nose. Nice. Touches on PS5, so it's easy. Yeah, that's true. I forget about that. Consoles obviously make it a lot easier, right? I'm going to save till tier 4, I think. I think that makes the most sense. Dude, the ability of, like, the expandability here is quite interesting. I mean, I am genuinely entrusting that Teclis doesn't lose against Kairos, but if he does, it's fine. I'll just swoop over and take all the territory anyway. It's going to be 2 turns until the next settlement fight, so hopefully Thoric doesn't beat us there. But if he does, it's okay. As long as I secure a military access with Thoric, I don't really mind, because I need to go beat up Manfred anyway. Ooh, I just saw a raise happen there. Lord Mazdamundi. Oh, have we finished our quest? I don't think we've done our quest yet, have we? We should probably go do that quest. The first one. I remember when I was younger, right? I moved into one of my university flats. And instead of buying, like, loads and loads of you know, furniture and stuff like that, I instead just bought a really big TV and a desk, and that was all the furniture I had in my flat for such a long time. And my girlfriend at the time was like, "What are you doing? Why would you just have a TV there?" And I was like, "It's all I need. You know, it's all I need. Give me my computer. Give me a nice place to sit. I'm good for now. You know? We good." And she just never understood. She just could never understand. Yeah, that's all I wanted. Men are simple creatures, eh? We're simple creatures. Like, I could literally live in a one-bedroom flat. Just a room. Just like a room and a bathroom. I'm Gucci. All I need. But I have a dog and a partner, so gotta have at least a nice back garden for my dog. Unironically, I want a bigger house for my dog. Like, I don't care about having a bigger house for myself, but I want a bigger house for my dog. You know? I want a really nice garden for her to run around in. You know? I guess it's like the newer generation. Life is too expensive, so kids are harder to get. Give me a nice lean. Turn sig. Nice guys. Keep insisting. You don't lean against the wall, though. You thought you'd live like that? Nice. You'd buy any house? Depends where you live. Where I live, housing is very cheap. Where my family lives, my goodness, it's ridiculously expensive. Like, a house where I live is like a third of the price for the same thing. It is bonkers, the price difference. And I think housing in general is redonkulous. I'm not sure, is there any Aussies in the chat? Is there any wholesome Aussies, or any wholesome hunks from Australia in the chat right now? Because I've seen videos of, like, the renting crisis in Sydney, I think it is. It's mental. Your voice about housing costs was over the Eminem ad that was playing. It was hilarious. Nice. Yeah, because I know in Australia, like in Sydney specifically, it's mental. Am I in Canada? Good day, mate. No, I'm an English fella. Christian, I'm an English fella. Look, I would love to go to Canada. Since it likes to compete with the one place in Canada for the most expensive real estate sometimes. Oh, really? Oh, is Canada also difficult for housing? Let's grab you three. Go deal with the witch elves. Rest of us, run forward. Murder them. Murder them all. Execute Order 66. They should walk into that. It'll hit enough of them for it to be fine. But yeah, because I was watching a video of, like, legitimately, I think it was like 300 people queuing up to watch and go look at a house to rent. Which is wild to me. Like 300 people all trying to compete for the same flat/house. Bloody mental. Nice, we cancelled the spell with this. Wouldn't have got a lot of value from it otherwise. Asbestos breakers. Oh, really interesting. Didn't know that. This is one of the beautiful things that I always think about streaming, is that you wholesome hunks from all around the world just teach me stuff. And I'm very blessed in that regard. You know? Summary of what's new. There's a lot of stuff that's new. If you look at the blog post, OPG, at the top of the link, it's a direct link to it. The new blog post specifically, I mean, the new stuff, if we were to try and TLDR it, would be rampage improvements, overall stat line buffs and survivability of Saurus warriors, and temple guards. Pretty much everything across the board got buffs. Rampage is now easier to manage. Yeah, a lot of really good stuff, honestly. Very, very, very solid patch. They've done a very good job with it. Ah, it's not going to hit. I can tell already. They're going to walk into this spell, so I'll cast it now. Another one of them, and we're laughing. Let's run towards the bolt throwers. Oh, there's two of them. That makes sense. That makes so much more sense. I can tell that these been shot a wee bit. We're going for a pretty wide flank here, so let's bring you guys in. And then you two need to run around. Alright, Croc guy can come over here. Have you dropped this yet? No, not just yet. Over the no range route. Range is not that good early game. Personally. I don't like to go heavily ranged early game. Melee always typically works out a lot better for me. For me as a player, specifically, I much prefer melee units early game, because it makes everything so much more simple. Your victory condition is so simplified when you're going heavily melee based. And then you can start transitioning at an appropriate time to get more, yeah, get more units that are ranged. But early game specifically, you don't actually benefit from having loads of range. Because accuracy is very important for range units. And until you get a little bit of veterancy on your range units, the DPS overall would be pretty limited. Whereas melee units, just slap straight away. Beautiful. It's a good job they don't shoot with the AoE one. If they did, we'd be in trouble. Also, that's a waste of a cast. He's, yeah, 80 armor. Oh well. That's like a 67.5% damage reduction, so wasn't the best of casts in the world. I'm going to concentrate on where their units are most likely to rout, because it's always important to look for opportunities to break through, like so. They're going to rout. This guy can now start coming over and helping the War Hydra. So it's not necessarily about maximizing your value, it's more so about maximizing the situation and opening up the room. Opening up room for the rest of units, right? I think that's a very, very important thing that a lot of people underestimate, IMO. What's this like here? What's the range unit you'll add first? The Fire Salamander? Good question, honestly. Really, really solid question. I would probably argue the thing that I'm looking for the most from a range perspective within this roster, Salamanders are really, really good. That's for sure. The range options are obviously very limited for specifically Lizardman, because the missile infantry are pretty trash for Saurus-esque army compositions. But yeah, the missile beasts, like most of the hunting packs and things like that, can be pretty solid. But typically speaking, they get outranged really easily. You used your Plague Tip in my Nurgle campaign. Top tier tip. Oh, amazing, Arif. I'm happy to hear that, matey. Yeah, it makes Nurgle a lot more viable when you're utilizing that trick. Otherwise, it's very difficult to to get a lot of value off. Because you can very quickly snowball as Nurgle. And in general, if you take the pathing that I showcased, you very, very quickly can recover and get to a point where you're in a dominating position. The Cathay Dragons have the Dragon Breath, what the Legendary Lords themselves, matey. Technically only Zhao Ming has, because he's Yin magic. They don't have a specific breath attack as the dragon form. But Zhao Ming can cast the Dragon Breath attack, which is magic, which is Zhao. Said a really bad Kugath campaign, what's the tip? So I have a video on my YouTube that explains the plague thing you can do, Egg, I'm doing well. Having a great patch so far. Hey Rondolski, how you doing, buddy? Thank you much for the raid, man. I appreciate you. I'll give you a shout out. Hope you had a good stream. Rondolski, are you playing Rome 2 at the moment? Or something like that? But basically the TLDR with... No, apparatus. The TLDR, I think I streamed it. I have a YouTube stream that has my full run of Nurgle in it. So copy pasta what I do there, and you'll pretty much dominate as Nurgle early game. You was the most of the week. Oh, what were you playing? What are you playing, you wholesome hunk? If you don't know... Oh, Helldivers, nice. Were you fighting for democracy to this day? Right, this goes out to Randolphi's community. Did he shoot you guys a lot? Be honest with me. Did he shoot you guys an awful lot? It's a safe place here. It is a safe space here. Did Randolphi shoot you guys a lot? We had no friendly fire incidents. Okay. That sounds like there's probably a lot of friendly fire incidents. Absolutely none. Okay. Petri shot us more? Oh, really? Okay, you guys, what you like, eh? Do we want to go into the red tree? Look, what's our veteran tree like? Getting very close to turn tier 7, so we probably want to start moving into it. And look into probably the Beast Divers, because that's what most likely we'll put into the composition. Ooh, Sacred Guardians, actually. I like the idea of Sacred Guardians. I still haven't played Helldivers. I definitely need to check it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, to all you wholesome hunks in the chat, how good is Helldivers at the moment? Is it worth picking up? Is it worth picking up? You like it? Nice. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying the patch at the moment. I still think that Shadows of Change is too expensive. I still think it's way too expensive. It's got a lot of good stuff in it, but it's still... Wait for a sale. The patch, everything else, they've put a lot of life into the game regarding, like, Lizardman, for example. Cathay's missing 2 Dragon Lords, right? You'll think they're going to add them both? Like Yin Yin and things like that? Yeah, I think there's probably a capability slash like, we got Yin Yin, you can get Monkey King. There's a lot of stuff in Cathay specifically that you can put in. Whether or not they will focus in on those or not, I'm not sure. Because I honestly think Cathay has a lot of good stuff in it already. Fire Dragon and Water Dragon? Yeah, Yin Yin's water. As far as I'm aware. She's the pirate. But yeah, there's a lot of cool Cathay and stuff they could add in. I personally would rather have Monkey King. I think the better... I personally think that the most amount of cool stuff they could put in is Monkey King, in truth. Someone tried the new Cathay Legendary Hero. For some reason, I don't get the quest to get him. You need to be level 10 to get the quest for him. Level 10 plus, you should get a quest. I could let and wait for this, for the mage to come in. Oh my god, that's a dirty choke point this side. But yeah, basically the new Legendary Hero is like an artillery piece, basically. Easiest way to describe it. Wait, what's the interaction of this unit? You're rampaging? but just running around. Because you came into the battle with less than the hit points you needed. Love the bald head. Thank you, Jim. The bald head is a continuation of the Calfran's campaign. Level 22, nothing. Maybe there's a weird triggering issue. There can be certain situations where it doesn't trigger properly. So there's a potential that's happened. But no, the legendary here is nutty. So I think you might have just gotten unlucky, matey. From the sound of it, it looks like you've probably been unlucky there. It hasn't correctly given you it. Wait, what happened to all the units that are walking over here? Let's bait out some units here. We have a lot of spare Winds of Magics. I'm basically purposely trying to funnel them this way because I can get some really good spells off if I do. I don't see many range units, so I'm happy to send these guys in and just start putting casts on top of them. Right, it's hammer time now, baby. Khalida, you're in trouble, love. Is Khalida in trouble, or am I? That's a good question. I think Khalida's in trouble. Ooh, I actually have an interesting question for you, matey. Did you load a Cathay campaign before the patch? Holy moly, that was destruction. Did you play a Cathay campaign? Because typically speaking, no. Okay, yeah. So that was that's what happened quite a lot. Is if you're playing an old save, quite often it would bug and not spawn the new content. But I'm not sure otherwise now. I'm not sure. Let's move over here. Let's start getting some healing down. Absolutely descend upon them. 24 seconds. We've got time. You update new bugs? That's CA in a nutshell then. Most of you said like turn 30. I'm actually going to do an interesting thing. How often do you guys get past, let's say, turn 50? In the campaigns you guys are doing, how often are you getting past turn 50? Really? Right, type a 1 in the chat. Do me a favor, type 1 in the chat if you regularly get past turn 50. Type 2 if you don't. Type 2 in the chat if you very rarely get past turn 50. Type 1 in the chat if you do, if you get past turn 50 a lot. I'm actually kind of curious to see what you guys are like. Because I feel like there's a lot of people that don't often get that far into campaigns. Like, you can very easily get to the point in a campaign where you're just done with it. Oh shoot, there's range flanking me. Pretty quickly too. Just got my single entity healing up. So a lot of ones here. So you guys play most of it. Yeah, fair play to you guys. Oh my god, my mage is getting clapped. This is the problem about having a lord like this. You hate short runs? Fair. Crockrag, go stop all these archers. My goodness, we're getting crushed here. They're getting a lot of value, probably because they're shooting my poor half motor. Sounds like a motor. Heal everybody up. Hey Val, can you see it? Only for certain races? Yeah, that's fair. I think for me, Kislev is actually quite fun now with the golden knight coming in. I think I have way more incentive as to finish campaigns off now. It's a shame that you shabby spawns, but thankfully they're going to be crumbling in a second. Oh shoot, I forgot about my cold ones. These poor buggers have been really mistreated by me, I tell you. They have been mistreated this entire campaign, poor buggers. This is what I like to call a bok bok blob. That's Atmos bonus, baby. You can tell. You can tell everything's crumbling. Oh, another cheeky heal, baby. Oh. Go on. Oh, I didn't even get any tease. It teased me. Didn't get more healing off. It absolutely teased me. Who forgets their cav? Me. Honestly, most cavalry in game now can sit in melee for quite a while. Van Kislev is 2 OP now. Used to be weak AF. Well, yeah, they've literally taken away all the weakness of what Kislev had beforehand. I feel like I watched a video of just narrated battles that zoomed in. Well, like,
today we see the Kislevites fighting to the death. Fire blood has been activated. They are fighting with all their might.
How would you want it to, like, commentated? Or would you want it to be like, I'll go out of nowhere! And the Kislevites have RKO'd them out of nowhere! Who knows what's going to happen next? Or more like a nature documentary. Wing Lancers are super cracked. Agreed. Kislevite cat, like, they have very few weaknesses now. The good news is this is my terrain, so I won't be taking attrition anymore. Smiley face. Chain Lightning honestly doesn't tickle my fancy right now, but we'll do it anyway. Also lost some of the weaknesses. In the Legendary Hero is not a massive buff, but it definitely helps. I think them having a melee hero very much complements their ability to have alternative means. What I mean by that is they now can use the Dragon-Blooded Lord without too much worry. I love the fact that there's synergy between Skinks and Crocscores now. Is that a tabletop thing? Is the Skink and Crocscore synergy tabletop related? Is it tabletop related, folks? Is anyone know? It is? That makes sense. I was going to say, they're doing a lot of cool stuff. It's the reason why peasants, Bretonnian peasants, have the traits that they do. Peasant shooting. That's tabletop right there. I think they're trying their best to move towards tabletop stuff. Put Crocs using skink units back in the days. Nice. Hopefully we'll get Lamia, by the way. There's a full army in there. Next turn we're going to... Okay, he's taking it. I really need military access, otherwise I can't go kill Queek. No, I should probably go kill Manfred before he gets too strong. But both... Ooh, we have the quest now to get Croak. Ah. There is nothing better than getting Croak right at the time you're off to go murder a bunch of rats. It is a very good timing. Holy crap, 71. Honestly, anything Thoric's going to fight, I will probably want to fight at the same time. And by the way, don't go into military access here, it's bait. Because you already get military access. You already get it through military alliance. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you do. It's right there. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it's separately asking you to do that when you're already getting it from the actual military alliance itself. It is very much bait. Well, countries couldn't be constantly make wars, peace. Oh yeah, Kislev we were in constant wars. It was a massive struggle. It was basically a struggle bus playing Kislev as Catherine. Now I feel like Autotide has been buffed somehow. Maybe it's just me, but I definitely feel like the Autotide has been buffed. Normally the Autotide just gets rolled over completely, but now I feel like they're actually kind of fine. Also, do you know what's going to probably happen? Which is going to be annoying as hell. Is they're going to try and go for Sotek's Trail instead. Which which means we can probably start getting an army of Sauruses here. I guess probably the smartest thing to do, honestly. Get another Saurus Oldblood in here. They look so dope. A couple of Saurus Warriors are valued so highly, it's crazy. Alright, what do we want? So where's his main capital? Karakzorn's his main. How is Manrak? It's got artillery in there. Should have getting some grudge throws would go really hard for Lizardmen. If you ever get a chance, watch the synced animations of a duel between Incarnate Elemental Beasts and Saigo. Ooh, that sounds dope. Happen to know if the other races need to be installed as well as to access slots for them? They don't, no. But there is moments, Mr. Family Size. If you've bought the games, sometimes it will bug and you'll have to download them. But 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't need to. I have had people say that they had to download the game before. But yeah, typically it should be fine. Right, now the plan is to go murder Manfred. I can go check how much he's got. So 55, and he's got 4. So what I'll do now is use tic-tac-toe. I'll declare war on you. 4.8, perfect. We're getting on aggression. 1.3k as well. So we'll probably work towards seducing tic-tac-toe and just yoink everything to the north. Consolidate our forces together, go towards Khorne, go towards Queek, and then we're laughing. Because he's part of the rich condition. So there's just 2 more now. Just 2 more to do. I'm playing a while. Yeah, fair enough, buddy. Then you'll be fine. Just getting 3 installed would be fine, matey. Dwarves being dwarves is what that is. True, Michael. Agreed.
The Dowie do it best.
Did Lawmaster of Certic pay here to get all his freebies in? No idea. Not a clue. I don't wonder if that is named after Lawmaster of Certic. Honestly, if I could voice act a dwarf, I would be so happy. I think that would be me at peak happiness if I could voice act a dwarf. If I was able to voice act anything in Thrones of Decay, I would literally just be overjoyed. We're gonna have to go towards the left, I think, here. No, there's Manfred settlements over here as well. Send them a voicemail and I'll voice act it for free. Annoyingly, a lot of the times when it comes to DLC, they legitimately get the voice acting a long time in advance. So they've probably already voice lined everything. Because they typically use voice acting, I believe, as like a baseline to then understand how a unit should look and feel. Because you've already got the voice of it. What's the best units? The Kizilite infantry. It's basically Empire Halberds for tier 0. Super strong. Like, you've got Empire Halberds at tier 0. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And to the YouTube folks, I do appreciate all the likes, by the way, guys. Really, really appreciate it, folks. Insane amounts of love. I think this is my most liked stream, so I appreciate you guys liking the stream. It'd be cool if there was, like, the same kind of thing for Twitch. Like, you guys could like the stream. I could see that. Let's get more of you bad boys. And then go on an adventure over here. It's always good to have a mage to heal your main lord. Since we've got an alliance as well. This is the only downside to owning a lot of settlements, or wanting to go murder a dude quite far away. But they don't get a Hellstorm rocket battery. True, but Hellstorm rocket battery is tier 4. Needed some early game help, so I'll take it. Oh, they massively needed early game help. Corsairs don't cut it against a lot of units, whereas the Kizilite Warriors can hold the line for a long time because of 40 mil defense. It's very power creep, and I think they'll probably get nerfed at some point. Because I would imagine they perform insanely well in multiplayer. Because AP, anti-large, at a cheap cost, crazy. Broke so many mods? Yeah, it always does. I bloody knew it. I goddamn knew they would do this. We're prepared for this, though. By trying to Kroxagar skink army, we are very close to doing so. Jimbo, my friend. Ooh, hold up. I'm gonna go take his last settlement out. I don't trust the AR. I don't trust the movement there. I'm gonna force march forward. And probably throw in a Kroxagar. Or do we put a double Kroxagar in here? Yeah, let's go double Kroxagar in here. And then move the Skavens over. Because Warp Fire Thrower probably gives them Siege Attacker. It doesn't give Siege Attacker. Okay, they probably don't have Siege Attacker then. I'm an oh, I thought I moved with Kroxagar. I'm a dummy. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. It's annoying. I thought I moved already. They'd nerf multiplayer separately to single player. I mean, the balancing has always functioned around multiplayer. Clan Wars, that's a brutal time to do that, but I'll do it. I'll join. But they've started nerfing things through costs, and I much prefer that. Instead of nerfing stat line, which will affect single player, they've nerfed with cost a lot now. No way there was a guy in here as well. I didn't see there was another army. I thought it was just one army. Normally, I guess packs will probably start clapping these guys anyway. But we'll rout very quickly. But I don't think my lords counts as a Kroxagar to give them fear. It would be huge if they did. We'll see. Because if there's a lot of Warp Fire Throwers in here, we'll struggle. We have very similar range, though. Very similar range. But the ghouls, the other unit in mind, is the new flamethrower-esque thing, the Zinch. Apparently that thing is nuts. Apparently that thing is nuts. So there's another army over here, but it could be a small army. It could be a... Oh, I don't know if retreating while force march works. I don't think it does. Oh my god, my headset is off. Oh my days, my headset is off. I've been wondering why my sound hasn't worked for so long. My god, my headset has been off for so long. I've been like so confused why I haven't heard any sounds. I thought I was going deaf. Thank god I'm not. Legitimately thought I was losing my marbles. Let's go stuck up there. I was like, I haven't heard any sounds this entire time. I'm kind of worried. But it makes sense now. It makes sense now. Yeah, I don't believe we have the Kroxagar trait here. Yeah, no we don't. Get these guys set up. Get to chucking. Oh, I should have done the thingy of Sotek. What's the army over here? Oh shoot, it's the garrison in there. It's a pretty meaty garrison. Alright, my main goal is to go and kill the Warp Fire Throwers. We should be able to collision damage them. It's like, move out the way. Beep, beep. What's our mass? 3.5k is a lot, actually. Let's get these guys guard moded. We have good. Ooh, we took a little bit of damage there, but it should be fine. Let's just fast forward now, because now we just have to sit and pray, basically. Smiley face. Now it's a sit and pray angle. Sometimes it's all you can do. Right, any kind of healing for these guys would be insane. No, they got the Warp Fire Throwers over. It's my own fault for fast forwarding. Laziness is always the downfall of myself. Oh my god, they're killing so many of their own Skaven. I love them when Skaven do that. It's so funny to watch when Skaven just kill so many of their units. But it's such a Skaven thing to do. You'd expect Skaven to do that. You know, it's not like an uncommon thing for them to do. They absolutely would kill as many as they can. If they shot and killed 10 of their own to kill one lizardman, they'd be like, that's worth it right there. That right there is worth. Good trade, boys. That right there is a dub. We take those. But I can typically shoot into melee all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta do what you gotta do. Even with all the insane AI cheats, they're actually not that scary. I have a feeling this guy is going to absolutely go hamski. It's a lot of rat. It is a lot of rats. We've only got skinks in fairness to them as well. But hopefully we'll be alright. I'm slightly worried about the secondary army here. But as long as we can batter this dude. A lot of them are Skaven slaves in the main army. And hopefully we can kill... Yeah, this guy's... Oh, his melee stat line's actually not that bad, honestly. I'm just hopeful we can kill him quick enough. We're holding the line really nice over this side. What's the melee modifier for ice switches, actually, Manchester? Since you get Frostworm? Oh, it's insane. Yeah, the difference between having Frostworm and not having Frostworm OPGs is huge. Nice, the anti-infantry should give us the capabilities of hitting and doing a lot of damage here. Because, obviously, small entity equal infantry sized equals... we do a lot more damage to this guy. Equals nom nom to his HP. Poor bugger. Let's try and fight together here as well. Love the anti-infantry on these guys. Honestly, looking at the state of this fight right now, we're not actually that bad. This is not bad at all. This is not a bad game state currently. I just need to kill this warfire throws. Well, there's going to be anti-large though. Yeah, we're probably going to struggle a little bit at least. But like I said, this is a sit back and pray and see what happens kind of thing. Let's go to the trees. Annoyingly, obviously we're a large entity, so we can't go into trees, otherwise we'll nerf our attack. Then again, we have a lot of anti-infantry, so it probably counteracts it. Because if it's night runners that are left, they do a lot of damage, so we might have to avoid that. If I can run away this way, make them do a lot of friendly fire, because they're shooting on the last known location of me. Yeah, so the last known location of my unit, they're going to be shooting at, so hopefully we can take that to advantage. Or use that to an advantage. But if I can kill this Lord and take away a lot of their leadership like so, huge. That's routed the first army. Let's pull back where we can. Let's try and reconvene some of my units at least. Like so over here. A lot of these are Skaven slaves. If I can get into blobs like this, looking for the mass routes is what I'm really ideally hoping for. Mass route situations is perfect for me. We can see quite a few ranged units. Are you slingers? Yeah, let's go into some trees then. It's time to get some trees. It's time to tree it out, baby. Skins has routed. Let's move to this side. A lot of units over there has routed. Shame about these guys running, you cowards. 22 leadership, please come back. Come on, boys. You smell if you run. If you retreat, you smell. They are as stinky as they come. Confirmed here first. They are as stinky as it comes. Sure, let's try and hit some of these units. Reduce the balance of power. Honestly, this sucks. There's two of them here. I'm trying my best to avoid really bad fights. If we can cut these guys off here, that's huge. Just the slingers are the problem. The Clan Rat Spears have really low AP, so I'm not too worried. Because yeah, the thing that you got to remember regarding the Ice Witches getting Frostworms is Terror. The availability of Terror is what makes it so good. Because Kislev have very little Terror within the roster. Or easy access to Terror. Okay, nice. Let's try and work together here at least. Who's the unit over here? Yeah, you guys are holding the line. Holding the line over here as well. Okay, let's start fighting the trees. should be able to catch these guys off guard, hopefully. God, they are evasive, aren't they? Bloody Nora. Oh yeah, 49 speed to my 46, I suppose. Right, now it's a wait-and-see kind of situation now. We're going to get surrounded, so our leadership is going to be thrashed. Yeah, unlucky. People changing mind? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff in there. I think, me, personally, I still think it's too expensive for what it is. But yeah, everyone's different, you know? Everyone do be different. Right. Okay. Do 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 do. Right, folks, I am going to call it here. I'm going to go to get to some sleeps. We'll go send you guys over to the wonderful Kiwi. He's a great guy, playing some Mother Ashtanka, which I'm sure you guys will love. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. I do appreciate each and every one of you beautiful, fine folks. You guys are amazing as always. Have a fantastic weekend if I don't get the absolute pleasure of seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll probably be streaming a little bit more. I really want to play another... I want to play some more Dying Light 2. Really enjoyed that. But yeah, James, thanks for hanging out. Place are selling keys for $35. Oh, really interesting. Thanks again for the fun stream. Mr. Fantasy, you're more than welcome. You are more than welcome. Thank you very much for hanging out, boys. Yeah, appreciate each and every one of you folks. To the wonderful Matthew, thank you for the 10 membership gifts on YouTube. I do appreciate that. That's very kind of you, matey. And Jaffa, thanks for the 5 gifted subs as well on Twitch. And thank you for all the follows, guys. Thank you for all the resubs. Thanks for all the subs on YouTube as well. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Had a great stream today. And any stream that has a bunch of wholesome hunks like you guys in it is going to be a great stream, you know what I mean? Yeah, go say hello to Kiwi. And I shall be back tomorrow. See you later, guys. Appreciate you. No curse. No, you are curse. I'm not sure you can hear me. But yeah, guys, take it easy. And have a good one. Appreciate it.